Right? Like, why not wait? Why, if I feel like I'm taking crazy pills over here, dude. Like, I don't understand. If you're Detroit, just wait till the deadline. Has Detroit's GM, like, has he ever made a deal before in his life? Don't you understand? Deadlines are the reason why deals get made. To make that deal on a dang Saturday, it don't make no dang sense at all. If you're Detroit, I don't understand what Detroit's doing. That's just, it's baffling. That's a huge mismanagement of their team and resources. To take a sub-market deal before the deadline, that's inexcusable. I keep seeing like, oh, they made a decent deal, though. They made a decent deal. Dude, bro, in my opinion, it's an F. If I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, I'm pissed. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? That's an F deal for them. Why? Because they could have gotten more. Just got to wait this thing out. It's so bad, man. I'm just, and again, why are they mad at LA for this? Why? Be mad at Detroit for making a stupid deal. Be mad at Detroit for having a horrible GM. Be mad at Detroit for not talking and not building up the market. Be mad at Detroit. Again, reportedly they called LA and they hashed out a deal. Dog, I'm taking that deal in hand and being like, okay, LA, hold up, dude. Do not be underselling me with Zaire Hope and a 28-year-old prospect in River Ryan. I'm taking this deal and I'm shopping it. Sorry. If this is your best offer, I'm just going to shop this offer. And then I tell you what, if I shop this offer and I come back to you, don't be surprised if I go somewhere else. That's how you negotiate. Why is a random Asian dude on a microphone teaching you how to negotiate, y'all? What do you think is going to happen? The LA is going to hang up the phone and be like, all right, cool, deal off the table? All right, cool, bet. Then I'll just trade him to Milwaukee. I'll just trade him to Atlanta. I'll just trade him to the Phillies. Guess what? They are all fighting you, LA. LA's not walking away from that deal, period. It's just, like I said, man, I'm so confused. Don't be mad at LA. 855-97-LA-FAN. 855-97-LA-FAN. We're going to be giving you Dodger updates all throughout. I said one of the deals that I would have liked to see, or I thought was going to happen, not that I would have liked to see, but I thought was going to happen, was going to be, again, Justin Wrobleski and Mike Sirota and another prospect for Skubal. Maybe Detroit's like, yeah, well, not that interested in Justin Wrobleski. Justin Wrobleski is getting absolutely smoked right now. Hi-ya! Not good. Justin Wrobleski has given up six earned runs. And 3 home runs, bruh. Double B's giving up 3 home runs, bro?
Yeah, 3 home runs, that's not good. Last time I checked, that's not very good.
Yeah, that's not good.
Número 3.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
No.
Especially when we're talking about 4 innings pitched.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not good.
Wasn't that Sheehan last night, too?
Yeah. What's going on over here? Sheehan, too. Golly.
I will say, though, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
You go ahead and look at Dave Roberts and how he's managing some of these baseball games right now.
Yeah.
And last night, they were talking about it on the broadcast. It really seemed like it's kind of an extended spring training for the Dodgers right now. With a double-digit lead in the National League West, the way that Dave Roberts is managing these games as of right now is just not as like we need to go win this game, and it's not must-win games at all. And everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. They got a huge lead right now.
They're not must-win, but I think everyone would agree that you want to be the number 1 seed in the NL.
Without question.
Without question, right? Like, you don't want to go on the road and see Milwaukee. That you don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. By the way, Justin Wrobleski has given up 3 home runs through 4 innings here. Remember, in his last start against Seattle, he gave up 5 home runs. 5. Wait, what's happening?
That's terrible.
What's happening?
And last night, Sheehan, 4 homers after 3 innings?
Right.
And And it's not, we're talking about not 4 runs, we're talking about 4 separate instances where the ball went over the fence, 4 back cracks, right?
Yeah, big
so
ones, big ones.
How do you leave your pitcher in to go ahead and get lit up for 4 straight home runs? Not straight, but 4 home runs. That's a lot.
Yesterday, I don't blame Dave Roberts for leaving Sheehan in just because, again, the bullpen had gotten a lot of work, in the previous week. So, I mean, they talk about inning eaters, and basically they just were like, hey, Emmett, you got to eat these innings, man. Sorry, bro. And again, and even despite that, they still took him out early, right? So,
yes.
No, man. I mean, it's tough.
And they took him out early. They just couldn't see it anymore.
No, and again, I don't know what I wasn't watching the game that close. I don't know what his pitch count was, but again, I'm sure his pitch count got up there as well because they were knocking the ball all around the yard, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I will say the Dodgers haven't really brought out a long innings like, okay, you go ahead and your starter gets fleeced after 3 innings. They don't have a guy that can go eat up innings like you just mentioned. They bring up guys, or they bring out guys in the bullpen that go 1 or 2 innings, and then you got to bring out 6 or 7 of those guys throughout the entire game. So that does eat up your bullpen.
Yep.
So what did the Dodgers do today? They go out and get Chris Bubich from the Kansas City Royals, a guy who used to be a starter. He was an all-star last year, and he can go ahead and eat up as many innings as he can for you. So that was huge, and it's like the little things that the Dodgers do under the Tarek Skubal move that's so important, and Andrew Freeman just looks like a genius because of it.
I mean, even his move to go get Eric Lauer, right? Dodgers are undefeated under Eric Lauer, who I've called the team's good luck charm, right? So bottom line is, listen, great stat here for you, okay? The staff here, and I saw this question being posed in an earlier show, that is this the greatest pitching staff ever assembled in Major League Baseball? And I would say, yeah, I think it is. Especially once Blake Snell comes back and is healthy. Again, we don't know what's going on with Glass now, but again, if he ends up being healthy and good, then yeah, of course, this is not even remotely close to, this is, again, it's just far and away the best rotation. As a matter of fact, here's Dave Roberts talking about whether or not this is the best rotation in history.
I haven't done the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 side by side, but I mean, it's hard to see any, of the guys that I've seen. I don't want to kind of put it against, I'm not talking about the Braves in the 90s, just as far as what I've seen, this is as good as I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, there's just no question. I mean, again, if you look, how about this stat? The 5 lowest ERAs in the majors since 2022. Okay, these are the 5 pitchers who have had the lowest ERA, starting pitchers who have had the lowest ERAs in the big leagues since 2022. At number 5, it is Yoshinobu Yamamoto at 2.7. At number 4, it would be his teammate, Shohei Ohtani at 2.65. At number 3, it would be the Dodgers teammate, Blake Snell, at 2.61. Second lowest is Paul Skeens, but the lowest ERA since 2022 amongst pitchers with at least 50 starts, Tarek Skubal at 2.46. And again, man, it doesn't even, factor in Tyler Glasnow. Or shoot, how about Roki Sasaki, who over the last few weeks or last couple of weeks has been absolutely dang near unhittable. I mean, the guy has been outstanding. And yeah, this rotation right now, as it sits today, it's the best in baseball history. There's no question. On a staff of aces, you add an ace's ace in Skubal, who is the number 1, right? Again, it's a staff full of number 1s, but you add the ace's ace in Skubal. Yes, this is the best starting rotation in baseball history, at least arguably, man. I don't know. I feel pretty confident in that. Listen, I'm sure there are other 1, 2, 3s like Dave Roberts had talked about, the 90s Braves. I think their 1, 2, 3 is just as good, maybe a skosh better than the 1, 2, 3 of the Dodgers, but 1 through 5, 1 through 6. Again, I know Robleski has gotten lit up over the last 2 games, but he's an all-star. Didn't even talk. Again, we got Yamamoto, Ohtani, Blake Snell, Glasnow, Skubal, Justin Robleski, and Roki Sasaki. Holy hell. Holy hell. I don't even know how these guys are going to all pitch. What's going to happen? I have no idea. 855-97 LA Fan. Again, it's 855-97 LA Fan. We are going to step away. When we come back, we're going to talk to the Fan LA reporter, Lindsey Polaris, who is at Chargers camp. Charger camp updates coming up next right here on the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. What is going on, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. Before we go to Lindsay, I want to give you a Dodgers baseball update here.
Dodger baseball.
We have a pitching change. Unfortunately, it's not of the good variety. Justin Robleski gave up another home run. So 4 home runs in 4 1/3 innings for Justin Robleski. Remember, this is on the heels of him giving up 5 home runs against the Mariners in his last time out. Again,
Boy, it's better than last time.
we're improving. We're improving, dude. Next time out, he's going to give up 3 home runs. It'll be great. Cubs are leading right now in the bottom of the 5th, 7-4. We kind of figured this was going to be a tough game for LA anyways. It's, again, back-to-back games here with the West Coast team traveling out into the Central Time Zone. Anyways, let's shift gears. Let's talk football. Let's talk about the Chargers. Our very own Lindsey Polaris is out there at the Bolt. Lindsey, talk to me about the vibes there in Chargers camp.
Hi, I'm glad to be on the show again.
Hell yeah.
Vibes were good at the Bolt. An insane practice facility, like truly state of the art. It was my first time being there. Great stand situation for the fans, and people were actually super fired up, and I think more so than usual because it was actually Derwin James's 30th birthday.
Oh, wow.
So he was out on the field doing individual drills, and people were in a really good mood. They sang him happy birthday and were giving him just like huge cheers from the crowd. So I would say all good in Chargers land, and a lot of, anticipation for the football season. And people are excited about this Chargers team that has a new offensive coordinator in Mike McDaniel, and they want to see what him and Justin Herbert can do together.
Any players you got a chance to hear from at camp today?
So today, just heard from rookie wide receiver Brennan Thompson,
nice.
and he is actually a guy that you should be on the lookout for. He was singled out by Justin Herbert a few days ago. He's a really, really speedy wide receiver, I believe out of Mississippi State. But he's obviously very early in his NFL career, but Justin Herbert said that he's going to be really good. He loves his speed. So does Mike McDaniel. And he said, they're just very quickly building chemistry. And really that's what this pre-pad part of training camp is just building chemistry and logging those live reps with your QBs and your wide receivers, and really for everybody. I
love the fact that, again, Derwin James is turning 30, but he has talked about, even though he plays defense, he's talked about offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel and the energy that he brings. Again, I every time I watch practice footage of the Chargers, man, it's like it's rocking out there. And you're saying the fans were feeling it too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I think there's just been this eagerness to unlock Justin Herbert, so to speak. I feel like that's been the fan sentiment. And I do think, with an offensive mind like Mike McDaniel in the fold now, I do think that is going to make a huge difference. And I guess that's kind of what fans are hoping for, too. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Any other players you got to hear from at all today?
Not today, because I wanted to go and catch some player signings, and actually Mike McDaniel was post-practice signing autographs with his daughter. Yeah, he was. Like I said, people are really hyped about Mike McDaniel. He was taking
an OC doing autographs? This is great.
I know. I've actually never seen that before, but I do think that he has the cachet, and he's just built this reputation of having a really quirky personality.
Yeah.
And people loved it, right, in Miami. And I think SoCal is very excited to embrace that. So yes, that was the first time I've ever seen an offensive coordinator signing autographs, and people were hyped.
This is incredible. That's awesome. I love the energy. Lindsey Polaris there over at the Bolt. Hey, Lindsey, we appreciate the time. We'll check in with you throughout the week.
Yeah, it's going to be Rams camp on Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll make sure to check in with the James Coe Show.
Beautiful. I love it. Lindsey Polaris, always great to hear from her. And again, I think a good note in regards to the energy levels there at camp. And listen, man, when you go from Greg Roman to Mike McDaniel, that's just a completely different vibe. I promise you, there could not have possibly been anyone clamoring for a Greg Roman autograph last year, dude. That's wild. An OC getting autographs, man. That's pretty wild, man. That's crazy stuff. Okay, the Dodgers, in terms of a Dodgers baseball update, the fifth inning has come to a close. The Chicago Cubs have not tacked on, or did not tack on, any more runs there. So a solo shot made it 7-4. So we'll see if the Dodgers offense can pick up Justin Robleski, who, we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Let me just also say a couple of interesting notes here in regards to the Dodgers. Listen, they have been giving up a lot of home runs as of late, which is not great. If they end up losing today, it would be the Dodgers' longest losing streak of 2026, or at least tie at 4 there. And let me also say this. The Dodgers, again, have not played well since July 1st. 13 wins and 14 losses, sub 500 record since July 1st. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, after the Skubal trade, anything other than a Dodgers championship is a massive failure. And whether that is fair or not, that is true. If the Dodgers don't win a championship going back to back, it's a failure, period. You got to keep it a buck. The Dodgers, again, they are in the driver's seat. I just described their pitching staff as the greatest pitching staff in Major League Baseball history. If you go 1 through 5, and shoot, if you go 1 through 6, it looks even better. If you go 1 through 6, it looks even better. But you can't have that pitching staff with Shohei, with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. You got, again, MVPs littered across the lineup. You can't take that lineup and that staff and not win a championship, especially after you just absolutely PO'd the entire baseball world. I mean, you gave them the double birds, which I'm here for. I'm here for it. But make no mistake, the Dodgers gave the rest of the league the double bird. They made a great deal to go get Tarik Skubal, but once you make that deal, make no mistake, there's no excuses. There's no, oh, well, hey, listen, this guy was struggling and this guy got injured and, Shohei's been dealing with a bad wheel. No. History books will not care. The history books will not be kind if the Dodgers don't win a World Series. So understand that after they make the trade, this is real talk now. This is real talk now. After they made that trade, understand that it is champion. When they say championship or bust, it is championship or bust. There's a lot of teams that they make moves and they say, and their fan bases will say, is championship or bust. I am just talking about looking into my crystal ball. We're going into November. The World Series has concluded. If the Dodgers don't have a ring and they have not won their third title in a row, everyone in baseball will be dunking on the Dodgers. Everyone in baseball will be clowning the Dodgers. So yes, this is one of the very rare times that, yes, it is true, 100%, that this is a must-win championship window for the Dodgers. They've got to win. The entirety of the baseball world will dunk on the Dodgers if they do not win. They'll dunk on them. Bad, too. Bad. It will be so bad. So, again, I'm just saying, man, they make the trade, but also understand that the expectations have been elevated. And it's funny, right? Because the expectations have always been championship. Even with the roster without Skubal. Just given how much money they're paying to their roster right now. So yeah, championship aspirations, and yes, there were certainly expectations. And yeah, if they didn't win, it would have been a disappointment. There's no, of course. But now it goes from disappointment to embarrassment. That's the delineation that I'd like to make. It goes from disappointment to embarrassment should the Dodgers not win a championship, period. Bottom line. And you can argue, hey, listen, all these things can happen. Oh, well, this happened. Oh, my goodness. Well, you don't understand. No, I understand. I completely understand what is happening. And let me tell you right now, the entire baseball world is rooting against the Dodgers. That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact. The entire baseball world is rooting against LA right now. Right? I also found this to be funny, right? Like everyone in LA. And again, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to keep it a buck. I always keep it a buck. I find it funny, though, that all these LA sports broadcasters who were dogging on LeBron, quote unquote, ring chasing. Is that not what Tarek Skubal is doing? Is this not a ring chasing move? Is it not? If we're keeping it a buck, this is ring chasing, right? But no, we have to applaud this move, right? We got to say, hey, Skubal wants to. That's what's so funny, right? Like all of a sudden it shifts from, hey, LeBron, he's a bum, he wants to go ring chasing, to Skubal, I respect that he wants to win. I respect that Skubal wants to win. Right? That's what we're keeping it a buck though, right? Okay, we're keeping it a buck. I'm just saying, man. And by the way, you can't say that your boy's not keeping it consistent though. Scooble wants to go to a winner. I think that's great. LeBron wants to go to a winner. I'm like the one guy. I feel like me and Derek Fisher, we're like the only two people with a microphone in LA that are like, hey man, like he wants to go win. I can actually respect that. I can actually go and respect that. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's like, it's funny to me. I don't know. It's funny to me. Okay, I tell you what, we step away. When we come back, we got another Dodgers baseball update that will be forthcoming. And plus, we will talk about whether or not, this is another thing I saw online that is going around. Is this good for the league that the Dodgers are in this spot? Is it good for the league? I'll weigh in on that debate as well. You're listening to the James Coe Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. wait a second now. That's right. That's right. We are the unofficial, official Post Malone show here on the new 97.1 The Fan.
Of course.
The voice of LA sports, baby. I forgot about that over the weekend, dude. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Get a little posty in here. It's your boy Post Cologne coming at you tonight until the 10 o'clock hour. We left teasing a Dodgers update here, and yeah, man, let's get to it. Okay, so again, the Dodgers tacked another run on the board. It was, man, the baseballs are flying tonight in Chicago. They are flying. Teoscar hit one to left center, 443 feet, cutting the lead to 2. So now 7-5 as the Cubs lead, but they got a leadoff hitter on in the bottom of the 6th. So we will keep an eye on that one. I want to say hello to everyone in the YouTube chat. If you want to go find it, it's at The Fan LA. But again, I just want to say hello to Wayne Mulholland. And, well, I can't say the other one. The other screen name is, the other screen name is not totally appropriate. Okay, anyways, but again, if you guys want to jump in there, I will read as many of the chat comments as possible as well. So there you go. Or, shoot, you want to get old school, you can give me a call, 855-97-LA-FAN. Again, that's 855-97-LA-FAN. You know, with the trade, I've seen a lot of I don't want to say pieces, like think tweets about whether or not the trade was good or bad for the league. And my response is always going to be the same. And it's not because LA's in the driver's seat. It is because anytime there can be a villain, that is good for the league. Anytime you have the evil empire, like it was New York in the early 2000s, that was good for the league. Anytime you've got the Patriots who were cheating up a storm, that was not the cheating part, but them being the villains, that was good for the league. The cheating part is obviously not good. So again, even like again, a few years ago, the Astros just straight up cheating. That was good for the league. I hate to say it, but it's true. Why? Because the entirety of the MLB hated the Astros. Anytime they got, anytime they played anybody, people were trash talking them about trash cans and doing all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get the fans passionate about something, that's good for the league because whether they're heroes or they're villains. As a matter of fact, guys, you don't need to go further than social media. The algorithm is feeding you stuff that you hate. It's so prevalent, there's a term for it now. The young kids, they call it rage bait. Right? Like, that is a thing. It is such a thing that people, their entire internet account is just rage bait material. It's a legitimate social media strategy. Like, legit. They feed you stuff that you will debate because you hate. I got bars all of a sudden. You're going to debate because you hate. Bars.
Wow, that's nice. You just came up with that?
I just came up with that right now, dude.
We'll clip it and have it for socials.
There you go. Why not? Why not? I'm just saying, man, like, listen, anytime you have a rooting interest, whether it is rooting for or against, see, that's the thing that people don't get, right? Most people are watching these things. A lot of people are watching sports to root against something. Like, I think about, like, the Cameron Crazies at Duke. Like, I used to just hate watch Duke games. You think I cared about Maryland back in the day with Juan Dixon? No. Only thing I wanted them to do, I had no rooting. You think I had any rooting interest at all in Maryland? No. But they were a plucky underdog, and they were beating Duke. Give it to me. I love it. Give it to me. Just inject that straight into my veins, bro. Like, I love it. And I know I'm not the only fan like this. People root against players. People root against teams. So is it good for the league? Well, this one's a little bit more complicated. This one's a little bit more complicated because there is also a very prominent conspiracy theory out there. Very prominent conspiracy theory. And again, it has been a minute since I've, levied a good conspiracy theory on this show. I do love me a good conspiracy theory. Double P, find me that X-Files music, bro. But this is a conspiracy theory that is making the rounds right now. Yeah, there it is. This is the internet. Give me that as a bed. Let me talk underneath that, man. Or talk on top of it, man.
I got bad news. It's only 3 seconds long.
What?
Número 3.
Okay, well, that's not good. Okay. Well, anyways, look, the bottom line is the conspiracy theory right now is that Detroit took one for the team. And what is the team? The team is the league. And what are they taking it for? They're taking it for, again, they want to lock out the players. Why do they want to do that? Because they want to create a salary cap. So again, as the conspiracy theory goes, Detroit took a sub-market deal so that all other 29 owners can point to the Dodgers and say, this is not fair. We need to have a lockout and we need to create a salary cap. Hey, there it is. That's the conspiracy theory, is that Detroit took a bad deal on purpose as fuel, almost like as like a false flag campaign. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you guys Google that. I'm just saying, it's one of these things where like the deal's so bad, the deal makes such little sense. The whole process of the deal didn't make sense. Like, why the hell did y'all trade him on Saturday and not wait till the trade deadline? Why the hell did y'all only talk to the Dodgers? Where was Milwaukee in all this? Where was Atlanta? Where was Philadelphia? Where was Boston? Boston would have loved to have Tarek Skubal. Obviously, they were in the market to make a trade. It's not in the division. Sure, it stays in the AL, but all the reporting I saw, I didn't see some kind of like, oh, Detroit needs to send Skubal outside of the AL. I didn't see that. Boston obviously wants to make a trade. They made a terrible trade, sending a bunch of their high-level prospects for a catcher who can't hit right now and is injured. What's going on? Obviously, Boston would have made that deal. The deal with LA made such little sense from a procedural standpoint. Okay, cut it. All right, I like it. Thank you. The deal made such little sense from a procedural standpoint that people are, again, levying the conspiracy theory. And the only way that the only way this deal makes sense from a prospect perspective and from a procedural perspective is if Detroit is in on it. That they are in on it with the league to create a salary cap. And oh, by the way, I just wonder, listen, it's not beyond the scope of reality that the Dodgers are in on it too. Why? Yeah. See, that's what's funny. Like, everyone's trying to make it seem like, oh, the Dodgers were, like they're willing. Look, the team that would this was great. The team that would benefit the most from a salary cap, it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers would. This is what's nuts, y'all. Of all the teams that would, again, benefit the most, it's actually the Dodgers. Why? Because you're telling me the Dodgers are like, all right, cool. We have the best TV deal in all the majors that creates a competitive advantage. And now you're saying we can't even spend. Cool. That's all of that money. All of that money is going into the Dodgers ownership group. They don't care. You think they care? Dude, the Dodgers franchise as an organization would be worth like $20 billion. The Dodgers would benefit the most if there is a salary cap. That's what's funny about this whole situation. Their TV deal ain't going away. The TV deal ain't changing, by the way. That was legally mandated through a bankruptcy court. You can't go and change that. Right? So now you're saying, oh, okay, well, you've got this crazy one-off TV deal. You do the best job in terms of like the farm system. And now you don't have to spend. Dodgers are still going to win. They're still going to win because they've got a great organization. And then on top of that, the franchise value takes off because you're saying they don't have to spend. The Dodgers are literally one of the top primary, winners if there is a salary cap. Is this good for the league? Bro, yes, it's good for the league. I'll tell you what's not good for the league. A lockout. They're enjoying growing ratings. They're enjoying a growing user base. Their viewers are somehow, some way getting younger, right? This is one of the oldest fan bases of all the major sports, but they are appealing more and more to younger fans. Straight up, man. Straight up, it's the best run franchise in all of baseball. A cap would only help LA. You know what would not help LA? A lockout. And MLB, being the dummies that they are legitimately working towards a lockout. They're working towards it. This trade will only help fuel that speculation. But don't blame the trade. Don't blame the Dodgers. Blame the idiot owners who are looking a gift horse in the mouth. We'll be back. What is cracking, Los Angeles? Yeah. Vibing. Posty. Post Cologne is in the building. We are enjoying ourselves on this beautiful Monday evening. Hour number 2 begins right now. Dodgers are in a world of hurt. World of hurt. We will give you updates as they become available, but right now they are down 7-5 in the bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded. Oh boy. That's not good. So again, we will keep you updated. And let me just say right now, since July 1st, they're 500, which is, again, for this Dodgers team, not good at all. If they lose this game, they would be a game under 500 since July 1st. And I cannot stress this enough, that with the trade, anything other than a World Series victory is a failure. I don't think I'm not going too hard on the team by saying that. I mean, you think about the money that they're pouring into this team. You think about the depth of the roster. Again, there's questions and just, overall of just, hey, is this the best rotation in baseball history? Yeah, maybe. You can't have that conversation of best team in baseball or best rotation in baseball history with the money that you're spending and those expectations. You just can't do it, man. You got to go and win this title. And there will be literally no excuses. I mean, guys could get hurt. It won't matter.
There's absolutely zero excuse. And I like that earlier in the first hour, you mentioned there's zero excuse because let's just go through this. I know we went through it already, but Robo, Ohtani, Snell, Glass now, Yoshi, Roki, of course, if all these guys are healthy, that's what you have, 6. And why am I mentioning Eric Lauer after I mention all those guys? Well, because they're 9-0 when Lauer pitches.
9-0.
So, I mean, you have layers on top of layers on top of layers if things go wrong. And, James, how many starters do you need in the playoffs?
You need 3.
Oh, okay.
That's just about it. Now,
Sorry, I was
got
just
6.
making sure.
Yeah, they've got 6. Yeah, you only need 3, though.
Actually, I named 7 guys.
Yeah, you got 7 guys that are legit. I mean, I think they have 6 guys that are legit. Like, I don't know how much longer this Lauer streak goes on, but they've got 6 guys that are, like, legit right now, especially with Roki playing the way that he's playing. But let me also say this, too. Again, those are the starters. They have 2 legit closers on the back end. Edwin Diaz in the 9th, Tanner in the 8th. I mean, again, when the playoffs start, I don't know where Roki's going to go. He may go back into the bullpen, though.
Probably.
Right? Okay, so now what? We're talking about Roki in, like, what, the 6th, 7th?
And that's if
going to Tanner Scott?
That's if Yoshi has a bad game.
That's
we'll
exactly.
In the 6th.
Exactly. That's probably under an Ohtani start, to be honest with you. That's probably going to be Ohtani giving you 6 just stellar innings. And we're going to go to Roki in the 7th, Tanner in the 8th, and Edwin Diaz in the 9th. I mean, again, if you're just running out of outs, man. It's a good to great bullpen, depending on how those, loose bodies in the elbow are working with Edwin Diaz, where they're at with Tanner Scott. But yeah, man. Right now, as I mentioned, if we can, let's go give you a Dodgers update. Not looking great, ladies and gentlemen.
Baseball.
At the end of 6, the Chicago Cubs have put on a beating. It is 10-5.
Oh, come on!
10-5 right now as the Cubs poured in 3 more runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. It was bases juiced, and I did not get a great look at who was on the mound there. It was bases juiced. It was a called 3 strike. Cubs went to ABS, and it was overturned and turned into a ball. That walk drove in a run. Then it was a single, drove in 2 more, and all of a sudden, it's 10-5.
I hate to say it, but that was Tanner Scott on the mound. We were just talking about him.
It was Tanner Scott?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
We kind of curse some people.
Hey, and listen, the Tanner Scott scar tissue is still there.
Yeah.
You know, double-digit blown saves last year. It's the scar tissue is still very much fresh in regards to Tanner Scott. And it's like I said, man, if they end up losing this game, and they're certainly positioned to do that as they're trailing 5 runs as they go into the top of the 7th inning here, they will be 13-14. Let me say that again, 13-14 since July 1st. A game under 500. This team, over the past 27 games, this team, I'm telling you, man, there is no excuses. And as a matter of fact, look, I'm telling you, if the Dodgers do not win a world title here, the fans will be clamoring for somebody to take the blame. And Dave Roberts has already been under fire. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. The expectations are there as they should be. They got to go out there and win this thing. And listen, they are in a great position to do so. It's the best team in baseball. It's the best team in baseball, and they're 13-14 since July 1st, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to make sense of that. To me, that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know how to make any sense of it whatsoever. Okay, let's continue the baseball conversation. And let's go to the 6-4-3.
We'll be with you as soon as Leonard hits into a 6-4-3.
Ground ball to short. Vargas. Chavis. Smith. A huge 6-4-3.
6-4-3 double play.
It's time for the 6-4-3.
All right, this is a double play of top headlines in Major League Baseball. Double P, what do we got?
Double play with Double P, huh?
Hell yeah.
Pretty good. All right, we're starting out with the Phillies getting Luis Arias earlier, and in the trade right before the trade deadline, of course. But this is a fantastic pickup for them. They needed a bat. They needed someone just simply a keep the line moving type of hitter.
For sure.
As far as, you got Schwarber, you got Harper, but to get to those guys, you want some kind of ducks on the pond. Luis Arias is exactly that guy, a little contact hitter who hits over 300 every single season the guy plays. He can play multiple positions at second and first base.
Yep.
Philly says that he's going to play first, and Harper, who has been playing first, will go back to right field. So what do you think about this for Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's a great move for Philly for all the reasons that you mentioned. Can I give you a low-key and tie it into L.A.? Let me give you a low-key, another reason why this is great for Philadelphia. Luis Arias, for whatever reason, does so well against Shohei Ohtani. He is 5 for 12. Against Shohei. That's a 417 average, and he has an 878 OPS against Shohei Ohtani. How? Luis Arias is one of these gnats. They're just so dang annoying for starting pitchers, right? And it's for Philadelphia, if they end up seeing LA in the postseason, Arias is the perfect gnat for Shohei Ohtani. So again, you're right. They needed a guy that can get on base and do those things. We talk about innings eaters, Double P. This guy's a pitch count eater. He fouls off so many dang balls that it just uses up pitches. I mean, we're talking 10, 12 pitch at bats on the regular. You know what I mean? Not always, but I mean, it can happen. And that's the kind of stuff where 10, 12 pitches for one bat. I mean, like, you just used up an entire inning's worth of pitches from your starter, right? Like, Luis Arias is that guy. It's a very underrated part of baseball. And the fact that he does seem to hit Ohtani really, really well, I'm telling you, this is a very 4D chess, big brain move from Philadelphia to go pick him up.
Without question. He's played in the major leagues now for 8 seasons, 4 with Minnesota, 2 with San Diego, 2 with Miami. Now this season starting out with the Giants, but now of course with Philadelphia. His lowest batting average in those 8 seasons, 292.
Amazing.
It was last season, and he had over 600 at-bats. I mean,
that's insane.
Unbelievable.
In the modern MLB, to be able to do that is incredible.
And think about, you need to get accustomed to the MLB pitching right when you come up.
Yep.
His first season, he had 324, was one of his best.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, we move on to the Boston Red Sox. He already mentioned huge trade, huge haul of prospects for Adley Rutschman? Really? I mean, I know last season that's a different story. Adley, switch-hitting catcher, so into it were the Orioles. Oh my goodness. It seemed like Baltimore valued him 10 times more than any other team valued him.
Oh, yeah.
But I think other teams felt differently in this one.
Again, this is somebody who hit 286 with an 808 OPS in his first 2 seasons at the catcher spot. Incredibly valuable from the catcher position, right? But over the last 2 seasons, Adley Rutschman has averaged a 234 batting average with a 713 OPS across his last 2 seasons. And again, the haul of prospects that Baltimore got for Adley Rutschman is arguably better than the haul of picks that Detroit got for Tarek Skubal. That is insane to me. They've got, again, one of the pitchers that Boston sent is Anthony Ianson, right? He's got a 1.69 ERA in AA. Opposing batters are hitting 152, right? Kyson Witherspoon is another right-handed pitcher that got sent over. He was the 15th overall pick in last year's draft. 15th overall pick in last year's draft, man. Right. And then they also sent a dude in Azokar who's hitting 286 in Class A ball as a 19-year-old. Very intriguing trio of prospects sent to Baltimore's way. If you're a Detroit fan, I would rather have this package. I'd rather have this package than what the Dodgers sent. And listen, maybe none of these guys are as good as Zaire Hope. Maybe that's the thinking and the argument. But this is an incredibly rich package for a catcher in Adley Rutschman, who over the last two seasons has struggled to stay healthy and has not been that productive. This is crazy. This was such a terrible move by Boston. And by the way, Boston, if y'all are willing to part with this many prospects, how are you not on the phone begging Detroit to give you a call back? I don't get that. If they sent this package, Double P, if they sent this package, you got Skubal back. I mean, again, this would be home runs for Boston. I mean, it's just, I don't understand. It's another team where I look at this and I say, I don't understand. I don't understand how they did not end up with Tarek Skubal.
What this trade tells me is Boston's going all in this season, and they're 100% the hottest team in baseball right now. But yeah,
right.
Of course. And you go ahead and get Adley, and yeah, the lineup looks fantastic. Their bullpen's really good right now. The Guerrero guy who pitched last night for them was phenomenal against the Dodgers, throwing over 100. He looks great. Yeah, they have little guys like that in their bullpen, and they have a fantastic lineup. And yes, the Dodgers get swept over the weekend, and Red Sox fans won't shut up about it. But can we just relax, Red Sox fans? Because here's what I'll tell you. The Angels went 6-0 against the Dodgers last season.
That's weird.
So just let that settle in. If you're the Boston Red Sox, and if you're a Red Sox
fan. Is that a real stat?
That is a real stat. Angels swept them
bizarre.
last year.
Wow.
Twice.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Weird. Okay.
But, okay, yeah, we'll move on to the Angels, right?
Speaking of,
I got my Angels polo on at this moment. Angels trade Joe Adell, one of my favorite bats in the lineup. Sad to see him go, but it's for a good cause. And Jose Soriano goes to Toronto.
Yeah.
Joe Adell to Cleveland. Ryan Zefferjon, right-handed arm out of the bullpen, goes to the Cubs. The Cubs got a lot of good pitching, bullpen, and starters, by the way. But a bunch of prospects back for the Angels.
Yep.
And just great stuff, I think, that they got. Talk about a couple packages for those two big bats.
Yeah, listen, Joe Adell has a lot of power, but it's all or nothing with Joe Adell, right? So it's either strikeout or home run. That's the experience with Joe Adell, you know? And while Jose Soriano is a really good pitcher, again, he's been very up and down this year. I like Zefferjon too. I think, again, the upside for Zefferjon is interesting, but we're talking about middle relief, so who really cares? But the bottom line is, man, the Angels got a pretty good haul back. This is pretty good. They made a switch at GM, And I think this new GM has got the Angels going in the right direction, man. Cleveland sent back Jacob Cozart, who's a high-level catching prospect. Toronto sent back 3 prospects as well. Chicago sent back another catcher / DH in Moises Ballesteros.
Yes.
And a pitching prospect in Mason McGuire, who is the son of Mark McGuire. So, yeah, I think the Angels did extremely well this trade deadline to move on from some guys. I mean, again, they have one of the worst records in all of baseball, and yeah, their season is going nowhere. So yeah, I really like the fact that they have loaded up their farm system and got some high-level prospects back for bats and arms that, quite frankly, I mean, are flawed players. They're good players, but they're flawed players. And yeah, man, they've rejuvenated their farm system with these trades. I love what the Angels have done at the trade deadline.
I do too, but I will say Ballesteros as well, a fantastic catcher, a guy who's a win now type of catcher as well. So the fact that John Mozeliak, the new Angels general manager, also said, I know we're in full rebuild, but let's also get someone who's a major league level talent right now, right this time. I thought that was a really good move by him as well. So nice job by John Mozeliak. Good start for him.
Yeah, really, really good start.
As an Angels GM, committing to a full rebuild. However, I will say the one guy who has remained an Angel for his whole career is Mike Trout. Michael Nelson Trout, my favorite player, my favorite player of all time.
There you go.
So let's hear from him, though, real quick first on just his loyalty with the Angels and as of right now at the trade deadline as well.
For me, I think it's every year that passes, it's like it makes you want to get to the playoffs even more. I know people were like, oh, he can just leave, take the easy way out. I get that. But for me, I think getting back to the playoffs and making an impact here, is bigger than if I just went somewhere else.
Wow. Okay, what do you think about that from Michael Nelson Trout?
Look, Mike Trout has been in the game a long time. He understands everything that's going on. I just guess I just don't understand it. Look, he's got a full no trade clause, so he gets to pick where he wants to go. Philadelphia is in the mix, though, right? And he has a lot of ties to Philadelphia. Again, if you are Angels management, this team is going absolutely nowhere, right? If you are Angels management, you've got to go to Mike Trout and say, hey, listen, we want to trade you to either the Dodgers or the Phillies. And if we can't get that deal done, then we're going to bring you back and you'll be here with the Angels. But don't take offense to it. We want to do right by you, and you can either stay with your family in LA and play for the Dodgers, or we could send you back to your home in Philadelphia where you've got a lot of ties, and we can get some prospects back there as well. And the reason I bring up Philadelphia in particular, and a reason why I think that if management went to Mike Trout and said, hey, man, what do you think about going to Philadelphia? Right? I think Philadelphia, again, I don't know what their farm system looks like, but if you're getting prospects back and getting out of this contract from Mike Trout, to me, I think that is a win-win for all parties involved, right? And this is the best year that Mike Trout has had in a while. You know what I'm saying? Look, first of all, Philadelphia has a need at center field, right? And to get somebody like Mike Trout to add bolster to that outfield is pretty important. And as I mentioned, man, look, he's hitting 245 is Mike Trout, but he's got an 854 OPS. He's got 18 home runs on the season. His 16 doubles this year are more than he's had in his previous 2 years combined. Right, so Mike Trout is having a really good year for him, but he is a depth piece at this point. And to get out from underneath that contract, too, for a franchise like the Angels, that is incredibly important. And then you take Double P, you take a look at Philadelphia's lineup.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, I know, is having a down year. That's okay, but he's still a good player. Brandon Marsh, hitting it out there, man. Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Brandon Marsh, Bryce Harper, and Kyle Schwarber with Mike Trout? With Mike Trout? That would be the best lineup that Mike Trout has ever hit in. And again, a hugely important depth piece at a position of need for Philadelphia. It's a good pitching staff that Philadelphia has as well, with Chris Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. They've got a good to great closer in Joan Duran. And the other note that I would say is if Mike Trout got traded to Philadelphia, oh my goodness gracious. Can you imagine the fan base?
Okay. All right. So
the
now,
fan base would go crazy.
So let me give you a response to that then.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
me.
So Trout is owed $37.1 million for 4 more years after this one.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. He's 34 years old, okay? And you're talking from an Angels perspective, okay, maybe let's get out of this? Yes. But do the Phillies want to get into that? I think is a big deal, too, when you look at that side of things, because you're paying Harper, you're paying Schwarber.
Like I said, 100%, I totally agree. Financially, it doesn't make sense. But, guys, get some balls. Go win it. Go and win this thing.
But yes, I do agree with you that Trout is better than Derek Hill out there in center field. But
I don't get it.
To be a positive Angel fan for about 30 seconds here,
Okay.
I'm glad we're finally committing to something. And John Mozeliak, you can clearly tell, has a vision. It might be a long-term one, but he has a vision. And the only negative is that, yes, this solidifies Trout's career, in my opinion, his long playoff career drought. He won't really make it because of, once these guys pan out, these prospects they got, if they do, he'll be 37, 38 years old, and he'll be hitting, below 200 probably. But the Chicago White Sox, however, have given me some hope because they've lost over 100 games the last 3 years, and their guys panned out a lot quicker
really fast
than they were supposed to. So you never know as far as getting prospects for the Angels.
You never know, but again, this is one of those things where it's like, I just want to see Mike Trout in the playoffs. Like,
yes,
that's all I want to see. And again, if you're like an LA fan, if you're just like in LA and just a baseball fan, you are rooting for that too.
Yep.
I just want to see Mike Trout in the playoffs and doing something special, man. Like, at this point, he has earned that right to go and do that. That's why I'm saying, if you're Angels management, get out of the Mike Trout business. Help yourself financially. Will the Phillies take on that salary? Shoot, I don't know. If they don't, again, please, just go try to win. That's all I'm saying. Just go and try and win. If you're I'm not even a Phillies fan. I'm just a sports fan. I'm just a baseball fan. Right? Like, that's what I want to see. I want to see cool stuff happen. I want to see greatness. I want to see Mike Trout get a standing ovation, his first AB in Philadelphia. That would be an emotionally cool moment, man. I'm a sports fan. Make me feel something. I'm not rooting for the Phillies, but it'd be a great moment for both Mike Trout and a Phillies fan base. By the way, financially, you're talking about financially? By the way, if you bring in Mike Trout, we're talking sellouts the rest of the year.
And merch.
The merch would go crazy. So whatever you're paying Mike Trout is going to be offset by those, added revenue points as well. So, yeah, man, why am I the one thinking of this stuff, bro? Why?
Well, I don't think the Angels want to give the Phillies 2 gifts because they've already giving them 1 in Brandon Marsh, of course.
So true.
So that's true. They probably don't want to give them 2 really good. Then you're going to have an Angels outfield in Philadelphia. Marsh standing next to Trout. Marsh is in left, Trout in center. And the Angels got O'Hoppe in that Brandon Marsh trade. Look where O'Hoppe is now, with the Texas Rangers.
Right. Like I said, man, I think if it's different management now with the Angels, and like I said, I want to see greatness. I want to see something emotionally cool, and it would be really cool and really fun to see Mike Trout in Philadelphia or even in LA. Like, I would like to see that one as well. I would have loved to see Mike Trout joining his former Angels teammate, Shohei Ohtani. And again, even if he's just a DH, like just a fill-in guy, right? Like, I think I'm okay with that. Like, bring him in a big spot in the postseason and just see what he can do. Sign me up. You know the Dodgers don't care about the money. Dodgers don't care about the money at all. I don't know, man. I don't know. Actually, it would have been really funny if they brought him in and just like, all right, Kyle Tucker, see ya. You're gonna
True.
You got to ride the pine, kid.
Or if they start platooning Tucker and Trout, that would just be ridiculous.
That'd be great. The most expensive, yeah, exactly. Pages and Edmund. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, great deals.
But yeah, no, it would be funny, right? Like it would be the most expensive platoon in baseball history. Kyle Tucker and Mike Trout. Nah, man. But like I said, I just have so much respect for Mike Trout. I would have loved to see him, go to a contender. And the only two teams that make sense for him at this point in his career would be the Dodgers and the Phillies, man. I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what. We step away. 855-97 LA Fan. It's 855-97 LA Fan. We got giveaways coming up here too. Plus, we're going to talk to Ryan Karchi from the LA Times in regards to USC and Notre Dame renewing their rivalry. We'll get all into it. More from the James Coe Show coming up on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. James Coe here with you. By the way, I wanted to address a comment that I had made. I am rightfully getting called out by somebody in the YouTube chat. Lance the Legend, 9837. He says, wait, you think if the Dodgers don't win it all, Robert's job is in jeopardy? Are you serious? That's ridiculous. One, it's not ridiculous. Two, I just want to clarify.
Not at all.
I just want to clarify that I'm not saying he would get fired. That would be ridiculous. What I am saying is that if he doesn't win the whole thing, and if the Dodgers don't win a World Series again this year, he will enter next season on the hot seat. I don't think that's not even, is that a hot take? That's not even a hot take.
I'm freezing right now. I should have brought a jacket.
And again, so I'm just clarifying here. I'm not saying he's going to get canned. I'm saying that he would enter next year on the hot seat. And now if I didn't make that clear, I apologize. But that's, again, I don't think that's a hot take even remotely. Even remotely. I think, again, if the Dodgers don't win after making this Skubal trade, having one of the most expensive rosters, having a bunch of Cy Youngs, having a bunch of, all-stars and MVPs all over the roster, yeah, I mean, if the Dodgers don't win, for sure, Dave Roberts will be on the hot seat next year. I mean, I know that sounds a little crazy, but again, just look in the future a little bit. You know what I'm saying? This is a man, by the way, this is a man in Dave Roberts that has already had a lot of criticism during his tenure as a Dodgers manager. It's not like he's untouchable. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is a manager that has received a lot of heat before. It's obviously been quiet in recent years. That happens when you go win back-to-back titles. But it's not as if he's been untouchable to the fans, if that makes any sense. So, anyways, Lance the Legend, I do appreciate the comment. Anyways, I also see one of my longtime fans, one of my boys, Michael Parla Greco, is in the chat here as well. Anyways, I want to also, how about we do a giveaway? I love giving stuff away.
Yeah.
Why not? Beat the heat for less. Affordable summer fun at Wild Rivers Water Park in Irvine. Summer's best savings. Lowest ticket prices available at wildrivers.com. 25 plus attractions for all ages, including multiple kiddie zones for younger guests, thrill rides and relaxing escapes. Experience Aquaconda, Boomerango, the Lazy River, Wave Pool, cabanas, and more. Make a day of it. Expanded food and beverage options keep the whole family fueled for fun. All right, winner gets a 4-pack of tickets. I'm going to take caller number 5. 855-97 LA fan. Again, that's 855-97 LA fan. I will take caller number 5 to get a 4-pack of tickets to Wild Rivers in Irvine.
Número 5.
Let's go. Later on in the show, about 20 or 30 minutes away, we will try and talk to Ryan Karchi from the LA Times. USC renewing their rivalry against Notre Dame. I want to get some of the details there because it sounds as if Notre Dame folded. It sounds like Notre Dame just folded. Like, all right, cool. We'll take whatever you're offering, USC, and we'll go that route. But I do think that for the Dodgers, there's a question of, hey, man, is this good for the league? Is this good for the league? What's going on? They get Skubal now, right? And everyone, all the fans are pointing to the Skubal trade as, this is the last straw. This is the last straw when it comes to there being a lockout. Thanks, Dodgers. Thanks for nothing. Because of you, we're going to have a crazy lockout now. And let me just say, and I saw this too, right? that the Dodgers are ruining baseball because of how much money they have. Very few people have said they're ruining baseball because of a great minor league farm club, right? Like, that's not. People aren't saying that, right? They're saying it's all about the money, right? It's always about the money. It's always about the money. That being said, this is what strikes me as odd. This is a team that could have very easily collapsed this year. I don't think a salary cap's going to help. I'll get into that in just a moment. But what I just don't understand is it's not the money. It is absolutely not the money. That's not the reason why LA is winning. As a matter of fact, the investments that they have made recently have all gone south. Kyle Tucker has been atrocious. Edwin Diaz has been hurt for most of the year. I mean, again, this season could have easily fallen apart, y'all. Mookie Betts right now is hitting 229. He's making huge money. Kyle Tucker is hitting 237. He's doing nothing. He's getting paid huge money. Will Smith is hurt. Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Edwin Diaz have all barely played, and all three of those guys are getting paid huge money as well. How are the Dodgers doing it? How are the Dodgers winning? Andy Pages has 18 home runs and is hitting 270 right now, has been one of the most consistent contributors for and big-time contributors for the Dodgers this year. That dude's getting paid $800,000. Max Muncy is on a 1-year, $10 million deal. And he has returned to form at age 35. He's got 21 jacks right now. Max Muncy. 1 year, $10 million deal. That's not a ton. And again, him returning to form. How's he doing? He's credited the sports psychologist on staff. Again, this is just more, we're getting pretty inside baseball here, but again, this is just more coaching, more support staff. This is organizational now when we're talking about the Dodgers, right? Eric Lauer is making $600K. He's an absolute reclamation project, and for whatever reason, the Dodgers cannot lose when Eric Lauer takes the mound. 9-0 when Eric Lauer has taken the mound. He's making $600,000. Roki Sasaki is making $800,000. What are we talking about here? The Dodgers are not winning because of the money that they have doled out. A lot of their contracts that they have paid for have gone horribly. This season could have easily fallen apart. But because they've got a great farm system, because they've got a great support staff, because they've got great coaches, Mark Pryor deserves, some kind of award. I don't know what he deserves, but give that man a pay raise. Mark Pryor's been incredible, man. So again, man, it's not. Look, tell me how the cap is gonna. How is the cap gonna stop that? The salary cap ain't stopping that. The salary cap ain't stopping that. I don't get it. Salary cap doesn't help anyone other than the billionaire owners. That's it. That's that's literally the only people it helps is the salary cap. It's not helping baseball. It's not helping baseball. The ratings are up. Viewership is getting younger. Doesn't help baseball. Obviously does not help the players. Doesn't help the players. You know what would help the players? You know what would help baseball? A salary floor. Make these cheapo owners actually pay for a good product. That would help baseball. That would help baseball quite a bit. You want the talent to not conglomerate there in LA? Enforce a salary cap floor. Make all of these 29 other teams pay for a star. They got to pay for a star or two or three. That would help baseball. You want the Dodgers to, again, not be running away with it year after year after year? Create a salary cap floor. The salary floor would prevent the Dodgers more than a salary cap. It's not the cap. It's the floor. But guess what? No one's talking about the floor. No one. It's embarrassing. It's like I said, these billionaire crybabies trying to maximize profits, absolutely ridiculous. We step away. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls. We got more Dodger updates coming up for you here as well.
Dodger baseball.
It's coming up on the backside of the break. You're listening to the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We welcome you back to the James Coe Show. Fast approaching the 8 o'clock hour. I don't know where the time goes, man. We're having a good old time here. Obviously, we are hot into Dodgers content tonight as the Scooble trade went down over the weekend. All these crybabies across the Major League Baseball blaming the Dodgers for ruining baseball. Dodgers didn't ruin nothing, man. Dodgers did not ruin nothing. Let me just get that out the way. Let me make myself very clear. If you want to blame anybody, blame Philadelphia. Blame Atlanta. Blame Detroit. I honestly blame Detroit, honestly. Detroit ruined baseball, dude. I mean, if there's blame to be had anywhere, it's Detroit. Have y'all never negotiated a dang thing in your life, bro? Like, what is going on? Has to be the worst negotiations I've ever heard of. I mean, it's so bad Nico Harrison thinks this is bad, dude. Okay, not Nico. Though. Like, come on, man. What are we doing out here? Just, I mean, play it out in your head, you know? Dodgers aren't going to walk away because 3 of the 4 teams that you could move Tarek Skubal to are going to be direct competitors to LA. LA either needs to ramp it up or you're moving them to one of the competitors. Get a better deal. This is not, there's no chance in hell this was the best deal on the table. There just ain't no way, man. Terrible. Terrible GMing, terrible negotiating from Detroit side. For sure. All right, let's get you a Dodger baseball update. It's not a good one, but we'll get you one. So, again, according to the Dodgers baseball, they have lost.
Dodger baseball.
They've lost. Final score 10-5. And the problem was the long ball. This was the 8th home run, or 8 home runs have been given up now by Justin Robleski over his last 2 games. That's not good. He gave up 3 different 2-run shots. Yikes. The Cubs go on to win 10-5, and you really can't blame the offense at all. Again, 5 runs generally should be enough. Shohei was 2 for 4. Andy Pages was 1 for 4. Tommy Hyunsu Edman hit a 3-run jack. Freddie Freeman continued his hitting streak. He was 1 for 4. Mookie Betts' average has now fallen to 226 after he went 0 for 4 at the plate. Kyle Tucker had a good game for him. 2 for 3 with a run scored. He's hitting 240 on the season. Teoscar Hernandez had a home run. Yeah, man. Again, the offense, you can't blame the offense. The offense was there. But when you give up 10, awfully difficult to come back. We will get you Dodger postgame sound when it becomes available. I don't know if you saw this, but Stephen A. Smith still believes LeBron is a top 5 player. Take a listen.
Top 5 players?
Right now.
I'm going to still say LeBron is there. I'm going to tell you KD is there. I'm going to tell you Giannis is there.
In order or no order?
No
Yes.
order.
Okay.
LeBron, KD, Giannis, Steph Curry.
Steph
Curry, definitely.
Right.
I got to tell you, even though everybody loves Jokic because his numbers is great, and I got to give him consideration from a talent perspective. If his numbers, we going with Jokic. If his talent, I'm going with Embiid.
Wow. Has Stephen A.
Wow.
I am legitimately asking, has Stephen A. Smith watched basketball in the last 5 years? What? He just listed off all the old dudes. If there was an old man top 5, yes, those guys are in my old man top 5. You listed off every single old dude. Steph Curry, LeBron, Durant. What? And Joel Embiid? Dog, what are we Dude, I'm so confused, man. I'm baffled. Top 5 in the NBA? Top 5 what? Top 5 player? Steph Curry's a top 5 player in the NBA? Kevin Durant is a top 5 player in the NBA right now? What? Are you kidding me? Hey, listen, maybe you're not that up to date on the NBA. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm some kind of like, basketball savant or something. Okay. I'm not like, I'll sit there. I sit down. I'll watch, a good 40 to 50 games a year and the entire postseason. Right. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm sitting down breaking down film on 82 games of some team. Like, that's just not what I do, man. I got kids. I got a mortgage, man. Okay. I got a life, dude. But top 5 in the bro. Okay. Listen, I'm just going to list off I'll list off like 15 guys. And these are my top 15 because I really want to go through this exercise because I was like, maybe I'm just tripping, dude. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm stupid. And you know what? I still am stupid. But here's my top 5. SGA, Shea, Wemby. 1A, 1B. I don't care how you list it up, okay? One guy just won the MVP, dude. They listed off their top 5. They didn't even list off the the reigning defending MVP. They didn't even put that guy in their top 5. What, dude? Okay. All right, cool. Okay, so Shea is in there. Wemby is in there. I think Wemby, and again, this is going into 2026, next season. All right, here's my top 5. Wemby's number 1. I'll begrudgingly put Shea at 2, although I could probably put him at 5 too. Okay, but I'll put Wemby at 1. Jokic is for sure in there. He is the most well-rounded, potentially the most dominant offensive player in the NBA. Yes, Jokic is in there. Luka is in there. Again, dominant offensive player. Anthony Edwards is in there for me. I think just the athleticism and what he brings, the energy offensively, defensively, give me Anthony Edwards. Okay, I might have him at 4 and Shea at 5. Honestly, you switch positions with those two guys. I think Anthony Edwards is an MVP if you just switch the places. All right, listen, man, I got to get into this. I'm going to still give you my top 15, but that's my top 5. When we come out of the break, we're talking USC football with the great Ryan Karchi from the LA Times. That's coming up next on The James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan. Los Angeles, what's cracking? It's your boy James Coe. Having a really good time on a Monday evening. I say that every single show, and I truly, honestly mean it. I really hope that people, when they listen to the show, realize how much fun I'm actually having being able to talk with you guys and everyone out there in regards to La La Land and the world of sports. All right, so again, the Dodgers lose to the Cubs. They've lost 4 games in a row. They lose this game 10-5. And it ties their longest losing streak of the season at 4. And since July 1st, they are 13-14, which is not ideal. It is not ideal at all. Listen, we went to break talking about Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith has LeBron James in his top 5. Oh, shoot. You know what? Before we talk about this, we got to talk to Ryan Karchi from the LA Times. I got lost in it a little bit here. But we got Ryan Karchi from the LA Times here to talk to us about USC and Notre Dame. Ryan, we appreciate the time, pal.
Of course, anytime.
Can you provide me any insight, or our listeners, any insight in regards to USC and Notre Dame renewing the rivalry? They're going to pick this thing back up in 2030. I know it's not as soon as the fans would have liked, but this news, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it just felt like this news kind of sort of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they had restarted negotiations back in May, and I'd always kind of heard that this was going to happen at some point. In terms of why it happened now, that is kind of interesting. Maybe it was just a matter of let's get this out of the way before both of us start up into training camp. But it was always heading in this direction. I think that's, to me, what's kind of been the most frustrating part about this entire conversation, this entire argument, was that both sides knew they were going to end up here. It's just too valuable of a game, even if you take the nostalgia and the good of college football out of it. It's just too valuable money-wise for both of them to give up. Yeah. So this was always going to come back. It doesn't surprise me that it's 2030. That was kind of what I had heard from people at USC when negotiations had first broken down. And, it's tough. I think there is a lot of bad faith negotiating just kind of going on in general here. Now, I think depending on which side you're on, you might say the other one was negotiating in bad faith, but I think it's good for everyone that this is finally over.
Okay, can you expand on that just a little bit here? Bad faith negotiation. In what way? What parties? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so I just think that both sides kind of knew that we were going to end up here, and I think each has kind of tried to force the other one to blink first, and we lost 4 years of this game because of that. Ugh. Now, I have always kind of thought that the criticism of USC, who I would say they've gotten more criticism in the situation than Notre Dame, was unfounded in the sense that I think both of them are equally to blame.
Agreed.
As the current situation shows, that they were always going to end up playing this game earlier in the season, and Notre Dame acted as if that was really the sticking point, that they wanted to keep the game in its original time later in the season, and they didn't want to move it earlier, even though that is really, to USC, I mean, if you really look at this objectively, there aren't other schools doing that, playing a team like Notre Dame later in the season. No one else in the Big Ten does that. So I think it's a fair argument that they were making. And I personally have never been of the mind that when the game is played matters.
Yeah, same.
I think just to keep the game in general, you don't want good to be the enemy of great, or what's the phrase here? I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
No, good is the enemy of great, I think is.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I think that ultimately, USC claimed that they didn't know the extent of the memorandum of understanding that Notre Dame signed with the College Football Playoff, and that was one of the reasons why they pulled out. The circumstances of that are a little weird. Like, there's both sides have, moments in which they kind of manipulated this situation.
For sure.
I think it probably could have been played out a little bit more quietly, and maybe it wouldn't have reached this point. And ultimately, it was Notre Dame that sort of brought this to light, a little over a year ago. But I think from the beginning, it was just not. They weren't negotiating at a point where both of them were trying to get the job done.
Yeah, right.
Just to finish this. So I think that's kind of where the bad faith comment comes from.
I think for me, it's just so disappointing, right? Like, this is bigger than conferences. This is part of what the fabric of college football is. This rivalry, right? We're talking about over 100 years of history between Notre Dame and USC. It's been one of the most impactful and significant rivalries in all of college football. So, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, to me, it never felt like, and maybe this is unfair, because, again, we're talking about a head coach in Lincoln Riley that was not a Pac-10 guy, was not a Pac-12 guy, and has a reputation for kind of taking, let's just say, lesser opponents into his schedule. And again, it just never felt as if it was that pressing, as if it took that high of a priority in Lincoln Riley's mind to get this job and to get this game done. I think that was the prevailing sentiment, and tell me if I'm wrong there. Yeah,
I think that the way you put that is probably fair. I think so often it's been characterized as, Lincoln Riley stormed into Jen Cohen's office to say, "I won't play Notre Dame." Like, that's not how this went.
Yeah.
And I don't, sure. And I think it's fair to say, like, maybe Lincoln Riley doesn't value the USC Notre Dame rivalry in the way that, a longtime USC fan would that grew up with the rivalry. Like,
right.
Of course. And I think in a lot of ways, rivalries just in general are being devalued among the way coaches think about things. I mean, just look at Kyle Whittingham this past week talking about the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, just bringing down the temperature and something like that. So I think we're all kind of moving away from that. And I think Lincoln Riley is probably it's more important to him to get to the playoff than it is to play a rivalry game.
Yeah.
And I think like his mind is really working in that way. Now, some people interpret that as he's running away from it. I don't think I wouldn't put it that way. I do think that like he probably regretted the first comments he made about suggesting that the game could go away because of the current state of college football.
Yeah.
I think if he could take that back, he would do that.
Right. Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
If he never made those comments, maybe we're never talking about it in this context. And then it doesn't help that Notre Dame, back in May says, well, the game is in danger, and it just happens to be right after Lincoln Riley said all this stuff. So, I don't blame him. And Notre Dame was a brilliant stroke of a PR move because obviously the entire internet just went straight towards Lincoln Riley and started blaming him for this.
Yeah, no, they did. But I disagree with you. Because it's Lincoln Riley, because it's USC, the internet's coming no matter what, man. You know what I mean?
That is fair. That is true.
Okay, so talk to me about this, though. It seems as if Notre Dame caved, because USC was talking about one of the major sticking points was as you mentioned, the timing of when this game happened. So scheduling preferences. They wanted to play this game, non-conference game, early in their schedule, not late in their schedule. And Notre Dame, there was a little bit of pushback there, right? So, but now when you take a look at when these games are happening in 2030 and beyond, again, this is happening very early in the college football calendar. So it's seemingly, at least from its face value, Notre Dame kind of sort of caved to what USC wanted to get done.
Yeah, and I think, of course, it's always how you look at it, right? Like, now, I don't know that Notre Dame, schedule-wise, could have made – it would have been a lot harder to make the early season stuff work in these next 4 years. That is true. But that said, for a game like this, I think you can make some changes to move things around because it's not affecting you competitively. Whereas USC, it is affecting them competitively by playing this game later in the season. So I think that's a pretty good case. But, ultimately you're right. I mean, they ended up just doing the thing that USC had offered essentially a year ago, which if I'm a fan of either of these teams, I'm thinking we could have just done this a year ago if you were just going to.
I know, right?
This.
Come on, man.
And maybe at that point, maybe they don't play again immediately, but maybe we don't have a year of everyone yelling back and forth about, just being mad about this whole situation.
Yeah.
Maybe we just say, okay, we're taking a 2-year break and we're coming back after that. And, so I think that both sides would have been a little happier with how these things ended. But ultimately, I think you're right. I would characterize that as Notre Dame having kind of lost those negotiations. And ultimately, you start to look at their future schedules and, there's not a lot of incentive to play Notre Dame non-conference if you're, a team from the Big Ten or somewhere else that's not the ACC. And I don't know. I think, there's been a push towards, teams, schools kind of being upset with the way they've been handled by the college football playoff. And I wouldn't say there's like a reckoning coming, but I would say that I did find this to be an interesting flashpoint kind of in that conversation. And USC kind of stood on what it stood on the entire time, and ultimately they got their way.
Yeah, they got their way. I mean, like I said, I think Notre Dame, to your point, you bring up such a great point, in that, if they're going to end up this way anyways, why is there this huge break between this rivalry being paused? It's like I said, it's just so disappointing because, there was so much money involved in it. There's so much reputation involved in it. And again, I totally believe that this is part of the fabric of college football. I mean, I think back to those, Brady Quinn, Matt Leinart, Reggie, all of it. It's just a huge portion of what college football is. And for us to not get it for 4 straight years, oh man, it's just utterly disappointing. Okay. Is there anything else you're working on? Are there players that you wanted to get out there before we let you go?
Well, I would just say this. Would love to have people subscribe to the Times of Troy newsletter this year. Every Monday. You can get news and analysis from me, inside stuff, that I don't think it is so obvious maybe just by watching the game. So subscribe to that. We'll have some fun announcements, I'll just say, coming in the next couple weeks.
What a tease.
Very excited.
Okay, I like it.
You're the expert here. I'm new to this. So.
I tell you what, man, when you make that announcement, hit me up. We'll bring you on the radio program, and we'll help you get the word out, man. Again,
I love it.
I've loved talking with you. You've given us great insight into the world of USC. And yeah, for sure, go sign up for Ryan Karchi's newsletter for sure. Times of Troy. That's the newsletter, right? Times of Troy?
It is.
Okay, there you go. All right, so there you go. Ryan, we appreciate the time, man.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, the great Ryan Karchi from the LA Times and the Times of Troy newsletter as well. Yeah. Always coming with really good insight is Ryan Karchi. So, yeah, I don't know why Notre Dame ended up caving, and I don't know why college football fans, USC fans, Notre Dame fans, I don't know why there's going to be a huge 4-year gap in all of this. But, I mean, I guess it's good that it's coming back, I mean, listen, there is no I guess. I am glad that it's coming back because I truly, honestly believe college football is just not the same when USC and Notre Dame are not playing in primetime. And forget, you can't play this game in the day. I don't even know what this game looks like in the day. It's been so long. They got to play this bad boy in prime time. Prime time. They got to play that game, man. The lights got to be on. The USC band's got to be out there. Notre Dame's got to come with a fire halftime show. All of it. Give it to me all. That's what I'm talking about, man. I love that. I love the pageantry of it all. And for us to not get that for 4 consecutive years, man, until 2030, bro? I mean, talk about a half measure. Like, yeah, I'm happy, but why 2030? Y'all really couldn't negotiate like a 2028 return? We got to wait till 2030? Man, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But it is good to see that it's coming back. So I guess there is that as well. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's take an early break here. I want to take an early break because when we come back, I do, first of all, like, very interesting things happening on. First of all, I want to break down this Klay Thompson to the Lakers rumor. I want to break down my top 15 players in the NBA and why LeBron James is not in my top 15, which is not a hot take. That is not a hot take whatsoever. Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know if he's watched basketball for the last 4 years, bro. Like, that's crazy. Anyways, we'll break that down. We'll give you my top 15 NBA players, Klay to the Lakers rumors. And also, I don't know if you guys have seen this absolutely bizarre video from Mario Lopez. It is insane. What? And I can't wait to share some of these details. All right, all that coming up next right here on the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. What is going on, Los Angeles? James Coe here with you. Let's go. I always love when I get a good education. I thought Ryan Karchi provided me some really good insight on that USC Notre Dame latest happenings in regards to their schedule. Again, if you missed it, SC Notre Dame, they will renew their rivalry starting in 2030. So again, it's not as soon as I would like to see as a college football fan, but it's better than nothing. It is better than nothing right now. By the way, again, want to say hello to the YouTube chat. If you guys want to jump in, by all means, find them at The Fan LA. And you could find me at James D. Coe. At Swung at Ball 4, James Coe, let's get some tacos with the chat after your shift.
Wow.
My friend, that's an incredibly generous invitation. I've got kids and a wife, so no.
It's a lot of tacos, too.
That's a lot of tacos, bruh. So, again, very kind of you. Actually, I don't even know if he's offering to buy me tacos. He just said, let's get some.
Yeah, let's just get some. I think he wants you to buy.
Oh, he wants me to pick it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's definitely a hard no. That's a hard no, dude. I ain't buying no tacos, bro. I ain't buying no tacos now. Oh, man. Come on, dude. But no, I appreciate it, though. I appreciate you being very active in the chat as well. This is from R. Carino. But I don't know. Konim? I don't know what that means, bro.
That's good.
Okay. All right. That was very I don't know. That's very cryptic. Okay. I want to play that Stephen A. Smith sound one more time, Double P. Okay, because again, it is just I was floored by it because I'm like, this is one of the major, this is one of the top sports broadcasters in the land. And he has LeBron James in his top 5.
Top 5 players?
Right now.
I'm going to still say LeBron is there. I'm going to tell you KD is there. I'm going to tell you Giannis is there.
Order or no order?
No
Yes.
order.
Okay.
LeBron, KD, Giannis, Steph Curry.
Steph
Curry, definitely.
Right.
I got to tell you,
definitely.
Even though everybody loves Jokic because his numbers is great, and I got to give him consideration from a talent perspective. If his numbers, we going with Jokic. If his talent, I'm
MVP.
going with Embiid.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I like how the guys are agreeing with it. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Why is there no one fact checking this man? Is there no one just take checking this man? What is happening? What do you mean? Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry are top 5 players in the NBA. Bro, what? Steph Curry can't even take his team out of the play-in game. What do you mean? If you're a top 5 player in this league, I promise you, your team is not sitting there in the play-in. I promise you. What? This is again, what is top 5 old guys? Then yeah, for sure, those guys are in it. Top 5 old guys, 100%. Those guys are definitely top 5 old guys. Top 5 players over the age of 33. Yes, those are guys. Those are dudes that are in the top 5 of players over the age of 35. 100%. LeBron James, number 1. KD, 2. Steph Curry, 3. What? How in your top 5, you didn't list a single MVP or MVP candidate? What are we doing out here? There, no Shea, no Wemby, no Cade Cunningham, no Anthony Edwards, and Jokic, who was again a walking triple-double who won the MVP, is not in the top 5. Instead, it's Joel Embiid, who, to be fair, also won an MVP. But okay. Man, that is wild. Okay, here's my top 5. It is Wemby number 1, Jokic number 2, Luka number 3, Anthony Edwards number 4, and I'll put Shea at number 5. I know Shea just won the back-to-back MVP. Okay, but honestly, are you honestly telling me that if Anthony Edwards went to Oklahoma City and Shea went to Minnesota, which again? What's happening here? Anthony Edwards, again, most likely is winning all the MVPs that Shea is winning. But I promise you, Shea is not going to do what Anthony Edwards is doing in Minnesota. Does that make sense? I mean, Oklahoma City's so good, Shea's a great player. So, again, I want to temper this. Shea is a great player. He's still in my top 5. But he's not number 1, even though he has won back-to-back MVPs, because they win primarily based off of depth. They go 8, 9, 10 deep. And Shea is the best player of those 8 or 9 players, but again, switch players completely with, Luka. Oh my God, put Luka on OKC. Good night. Put Anthony Edwards in OKC, and they're doing the exact same thing. There's literally no, downshift in production, wins, or championships. None. 0. But I tell you what, you take Shea and you put him in LA, you put Shea and you team him up with whatever LA's got going on right now. Are they winning as many games as they would with Luka? I would say no. You put Shea in Minnesota and you swap places with Anthony Edwards. Again, is Minnesota winning as many games as with Ant Edwards? I would say no. Now you can argue with me that either way, and I'm not gonna argue that hard. Okay, I think it's absolutely reasonable to say that Shea is a better player than Anthony Edwards. But that's not the argument right now. The argument is whether or not LeBron is a top 5 player in the NBA, and there is no chance in hell he's a top 5 player. Steph Curry is not. Oh my gosh. Steph Curry is not a top 5 player, guys. He's a top 5 most popular player. He's a top 5 most famous player. But line them up. What do you mean? Steph Curry's not even in the top 10. Kevin Durant? Oh my goodness gracious. I love Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's the single best scorer in NBA history. One-on-one, ain't nobody guarding KD. He's got the deepest bag. He's got the most versatile skill set offensively in terms of scoring the basketball. They're just saying, no, he's devastating as an offensive player. But at this point in his career, he's 35 or 36 years old. Dude, he's not a top 10 player. What are we talking about? He is a high-level player. He's a really good player. High level. All-star, for sure. LeBron, all-star. High-level player. For what he's doing at 41 years old. But see, that's the thing. You have to say 441. If that was a player who's 27 years old, you would say, hey, this guy's an all-star. He's averaging, what was it, 22 points in 7 and 7. That's an all-star for sure. Good player. Good player. Ain't no one's going to make the argument he's a top 5 player. That's crazy. Look, that was my top 5. At number 6, it's Cade Cunningham. This guy got a lot of MVP consideration, right? Really good player. Jalen Brunson. No one mentioned Jalen Brunson? Come on. I got Cade Cunningham 6, Jalen Brunson 7, Giannis, who they did mention, but he's also getting a little bit older, but I still like Giannis a lot. Right? He's 8. Spider Mitchell, give me Donovan Mitchell. And the funny thing is, this is what's crazy. I don't think LeBron is the best player on his team. I don't think LeBron is the second best player on his team. Give me Tyrese Maxey and give me Jaylen Brown ahead of LeBron. Then I will go Bam Adebayo. Again, Bam Adebayo, incredibly athletic, long player, has a varied bag a little bit. I just don't get it.
Would you go Embiid over LeBron? Would you make LeBron the 4th?
No. Embiid at this point walks like I do after, a round of golf. After I play a full round of golf, dude, I'm walking all crazy weird, dude, I'm walking, I look like CJ Stroud coming into training camp, you know what I'm saying?
Really? You dress like that?
No, I don't. I have too much swag to ever dress as poorly as CJ Stroud did. T-shirt of the day today is the Raw is War old school throwback Monday Night Raw T-shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. I tell you what, if CJ Stroud wore this shirt, no one would be having that conversation about losing aura at all. Not at all. okay, look, like I said, so I've gone through, what is it, 5, 10 players, 11, 12, Bam Adebayo's like 13 maybe. And again, if we're just talking just next year, okay, next year, who are the best players in the NBA next year? Maybe it's Tatum. But I tell you what, I'll take Scotty Barnes over LeBron. I will take Jalen Johnson in Atlanta over LeBron. These are really good young players, man. And again, you divorce yourself of expectations, divorce yourself of history. Like, I'm not talking these guys are more accomplished than LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. I'm not, obviously, but I'm saying line it up. You're playing 5-on-5 for your life. Who are you taking? And again, this is like a ball knower's IQ test. Like, do you actually know ball? But look, I'll say this. If you want to make the case for LeBron, if you want to make the case for Steph and Kevin Durant, and shoot, we didn't even mention Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard had a great year last year. I'm okay with that. But they're absolutely not in the top 12. If you start talking to me about LeBron James being better than Cade Cunningham, just stop. Oh, yeah, like, give me Kevin Durant ahead of Donovan Mitchell right now. No, stop it. Kevin Durant can't even handle double teams at this point in his career. What are you talking about? If you give Kevin Durant a hard double, he legitimately can't get out of it. What the hell are y'all talking about? Dude, Kevin Durant, here's the thing. I love Kevin Durant. I do. Okay? But you would be hard-pressed to convince me that Kevin Durant was better than his teammate Alperen Şengün. There's somebody listening right now being like, "Who? This guy's just speaking gibberish. Who? There's no such player as Alperen Şengün." That sounds like word mush. That just sounds like a medley of letters that just spit out my mouth. Alperen Şengün. That's a real player, y'all. Alperen Şengün's good, dude. What about Steph Castle in San Antonio? That guy's a baller. Dylan Harper in San Antonio, baller. Stephen A's top 5 is it's insane. Yeah, you know, man. Yeah. Kevin Durant, LeBron. It's obviously Steph. Obviously Steph's a top 5 player. Bro, he's a top 5 player. Golden State can't get out of the play-in. But he's a top 5 player. Stop it. Stop it. If Golden State got Anthony Edwards and Minnesota got Steph Curry, Minnesota is a lottery team. Minnesota, if you swap Ant Edwards and Steph Curry, dude, Minnesota's a lottery team. They're probably one of the 7 worst teams in the NBA. What are you talking about? If you put Anthony Edwards in Golden State, had him play with Draymond and, all these other, again, I'm not saying Golden State's got a good team, but Ant Edwards is carrying that team to at least the 6 seed. It's crazy, man. People, it's so funny to me, Double P. People have a really difficult time separating like current day reality from like historical greatness.
It's hard for him to let go.
It really is.
It really, really is. And now I'm a gigantic Steph Curry fan. And we know you are too because you're such a big Warrior fan, right?
Correct. According to the chat. According to the chat
last week.
According to the chat, if you missed this, some wacko in the chat accused me of being a giant Warriors fan and then said of the thousands of people the countless number of people you could have got in LA, you went with a Warriors fan. Dog, I've never talked about the Warriors in any capacity other than are they going to get LeBron? What in the world?
Okay, but in all seriousness, I'm a gigantic Steph Curry fan.
Yeah.
I've played basketball in college. All I did was shoot a ton of threes. I'm under 6 feet, so watching a guy like Steph Curry play was the most amazing thing for me to watch. I also like watching Trae Young because he's kind of a smaller version of that, and he plays kind of fun. Now, Steph playing like that, it's just seeing in a couple years from now that we're probably not going to have that anymore. Obviously, not to the extent of which we've seen it. Right. It's hard for me to let go, and I'm 22 years old.
Right.
So there's a lot of people out there, Stephen A. Smith, who just can't let go.
I legitimately wonder, and by the way, the NBA is like this guy's thing, right? Like he loves the NBA. Right, like I know he's taking on like this a bigger NFL persona just because that's what pays the bills. But like he came up as an NBA reporter. He covered the Sixers, right? And like the NBA is like that's his bag. Like he loves the NBA, bro. I am so confused. He's talking like he hasn't watched basketball in 5 years.
I just didn't understand how there's 2 or 3 guys around him not saying like,
yeah, but see, I don't know who, yeah, exactly, right? Like I don't know who else was there, but maybe they're not basketball guys. And I tell you what, if you're like just a total like drive-by casual fan of the NBA, that top 5 makes a lot of sense. You know, my wife hates basketball, cannot stand it, can't stand it. She hates watching basketball, and she absolutely hates watching the last 30 seconds of a basketball game, which I get it.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah, I get it. But she can't stand it. But I tell you what, like if I told her, and I was like, hey, these are my top 5, that like, and I gave her like the old man top 5, she'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Because she has only heard about some of these players. Like I guarantee you, I'm not going around talking to her about Ant Edwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking to her about Jalen Brunson, although, I mean, I guess Jalen Brunson won the title. So it's like, you know, so he's in there now. You know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah, there's, like, a lot of these players. Like, trust me. Listen, dude, I talk to my wife about a lot of sports stuff. I ain't never mentioned the word Alperen Şengün.
Did you see Şengün tonight, babe? He was so good.
He was so good.
Did you see that turnaround on the post he had?
Dude, high post hub? Alperen Şengün.
You know, good for you, though, for your wife to even maybe bring up those 5 players. My girlfriend would probably, her list would be, I'd say, hey, who's your top 5? She'd probably say, okay, LeBron, Steph Curry.
Michael Jordan.
No, she stopped there.
Oh, okay. Right there. That's it. Stops. It's over.
I could give you my top 2.
Dude, hold up, man. I don't get it. Like, you guys have been together a long time. You're a hooper. She doesn't know anything about hoop.
True. She should probably know a couple more. Oh, you know what, though? No, she does know Trae Young because I have a Trae Young fathead in my bedroom. That is true. Yeah, which also needs to be replaced because he is now a Washington Wizard.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Why? Okay. Well, actually, wait. Why did you have a Trae Young fathead at all? Like,
he was my favorite player. When he came up, I just thought he was incredible. At Oklahoma, I thought the fact that he was putting up 40 points a game at Oklahoma.
Oh, it was incredible. It was awesome.
It was the most exciting thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely. He had the eternal green light. Like it didn't matter.
Unbelievable. Like from 40 feet, it wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't.
No, what are you doing? That's a great look.
That's a great look. He doesn't have a defender within 10 feet. Yeah, because he's 40 feet out, coach. What do you mean? Why would there be a defender on him? He doesn't have another defender within 10 feet. Yeah, they're defending him 30 feet out, coach. Is that okay?
And the best part, if they'd come out and close out on him, he'd throw it through their legs.
Yeah, just dribble right around him. No, he was incredible. A really fun watch. Dude, talk about aura points, bro. Like, I know I'm like so blessed, you know, because like I'm in my 40s and like I still got a full head of hair. It's good, you know, like life is good. I can't complain. Like here I am talking about sports, joshing around, full head of hair, great kids, beautiful wife. It's great. I like it. You know, it's great. Life is good. But man, Trae Young, bro, like, you know, life is good for him too. But, you know, if there's any like balancing factor, like, dude, that hairline's getting thin, bro. He lost a lot of aura points once he went with like the thin hair and then also like the perm on top. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that he was losing hair.
Yeah, well,
he was balding. Well, he
is balding.
Yeah,
and then he went with the I don't know what it is on top.
Yeah, I don't.
Is it a perm?
I don't want to speak for him and be incorrect. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that thing is.
It could look like a perm, dude. I'm like, bro, I don't. That's why I don't get. Like, y'all, if you can grow facial hair. By the way, I cannot grow facial hair. So the second that I go bald, it's going to be a sad existence for your boy, because I can't grow facial hair. Right? I just can't do it. It comes out all patchy and weird. I've tried many times. I've like let it grow for like 6 months even, just to let it like, maybe something will happen, you know? No, it's horrible. It's absolutely awful. I actually asked my buddy, oh shoot, I gotta go. Okay. don't please look at me like, don't you dare launch into another side story, dog. Don't you dare. Okay, my bad. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we come back, it's more of the James Go Show right here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports.
right away against a hot pitcher in Boyd. Edman cranks a ball to deep left field. It is gone. And the Dodgers jump all over Boyd and the Cubs. Ambushing 3-0, 5 pitches into the game.
That was crazy. And we were scrambling to find the game. We were getting ready for the show, Double P and I, and we're like, yeah, we should probably turn on the game. I think it was like literally 2 minutes into past the hour.
Yes.
And then we look and we're like, wait, hold up, dude. Is this right? Tommy Hyunsu Edman, 3-run jack.
Your boy.
Yeah, my boy.
5:05 first pitch. By 5:09, it was 3-0 Dodgers. 3 batters, 3 runs, 3-0.
And we were thinking, man, wow, this is going to be a great game for the Dodgers. They just got swept. You know, they're probably looking for blood, right? Like, yeah, man, they're going to come out. They're going to be hangry. They're going to be hangry for a dub. And then all of a sudden, it just bottom of the first, they give up a 2-run jack. Bottom of the second, another 2-run home run. Bottom of the third, another 2-run home run. All of a sudden, it's 6-3. Not good. LA was scrambling back. They were trying to scramble back. They scored a run top of the fourth, but then another home run in the bottom of the fifth. Again, I'm talking about Justin Wrobleski has had a great year, but over his last 2 starts has really struggled. Now, over his last 2 starts, he's given up a total of 8 home runs. Woof. Woof. A big 6th. Teoscar Hernandez scores a home run, makes it 5-7. This is one of the best teams in baseball in terms of building a comeback. And then the Cubs said, No on the comeback, friend. Tacked on 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th. They were leading 10-5 after 6 innings, and that was your final.
Yeah, tacking on more on the Dodgers is so important because of
it's huge.
How insane their lineup is, you know, from 1 to 9. You know, I know they had Alfonso down there at the bottom of the lineup tonight, and he's kind of just a placeholder right now for the Dodgers, playing at the catcher. But, I mean, still, the Cubs going ahead and leading it by 5 runs the last 3 innings. I mean, it just...
That's what you need.
That's what you need to beat the Dodgers. Because
no, it's true.
That 5-run lead's like a 3-run lead for any other team.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Switching to basketball here. Again, we were talking about my top 15 where LeBron is not in it. I think you can make a case that he's somewhere in the top 15. I think... but I tell you what, my top 12 or my top 10 impeachable. Like, he's not cracking the top 10, man. For him to be in anyone's top 5 is just, that's crazy. For Steph Curry to be in somebody's top 5 is, at this point, insane. I mean, you have to be a Warriors fan or a Curry super fan to have Steph Curry in the top 5 of the NBA. Wow, that's insane to me. Kevin Durant, definitely not in the top 5. That's just stupid. And by the way, he's a great player. Great player. One of my favorite players. I wish he would stay off social media. Kevin Durant. You know? I wish he would stay off social media. But again, great player. Again, not in my top 10. I mean, at this point, the Lakers showed it too, and this has been a problem all year long. When you give Kevin Durant a hard double, he struggles because he has lost some athleticism. He struggles to get out of hard doubles. Bro, you can't be like that. You cannot struggle with a hard double and be considered a top 10 player in the NBA. That's ridiculous. That's crazy talk. That's insane to me. But there is new rumors now. There's always rumors attached to LA and the Lakers. But Klay Thompson might be in the purple and gold in the near future. Ooh. According to The Athletic, Klay Thompson basically wants to be moved, and that the team may be working towards a buyout between Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks have explored his trade market, but have yet to find a deal. That, according to multiple sources, to The Athletic. Again, we're talking about Klay Thompson said that he would welcome a return to L.A., where he spent part of his childhood and still owns a home. Remember, Klay's dad, Michael Thompson, won 2 championships with the Showtime era Lakers. So the roots run pretty deep there for the Thompson family in LA. Now, this is a player, again, that has played with Luka as well when Luka was in Dallas. Klay is 36 years old. Last year with Dallas, he averaged a career low 11.7 points per game. And my man, Klay, basically said, that's cool. I don't want to take any other shot other than the 3. 7.6 3-point shot attempts per game for Klay Thompson. 7.6. He only shot 2.9 2-pointers per game. What? That's insane. That is insane. Still shot 39% from beyond the arc. So, and obviously one of the all-time great three-point shooters. He has a 45% career percentage from beyond the arc over his career. So again, all-time great shooter, 39% from beyond the arc last year. This would be, I think, a good addition to the Lakers as well. That being said, has to be a lot going on here because the Lakers do have 16 players under contract. They need to get that number down to 15 before the season starts. So let's say they just go and try to sign Klay to the vet minimum. Okay, well, now they got to get rid of 2 players. Okay, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. The pros, obviously, is that, listen, Klay has got that championship experience. He can still shoot. He can still space the floor. But, am I crazy in thinking that, okay, like, I know the fans would be stoked if Klay Thompson was a Laker, but honestly, I'd be very concerned that Klay would block the development of the rookie in Cameron Carr. And dude, Cam Carr has looked so dang good. Cam Carr said all the right things. He's trying to endear himself to the fans. He's been great in Summer League. And Cam Carr, his defense is still a work in progress, but golly, man, he absolutely could emerge as a consistent 3-and-D contributor for the LA Lakers, and that is huge. That is huge because right now, defensively is probably the biggest weakness for LA. For the Snow Time Lakers, Snow Time! Snow Time! Look, Walker Kessler is their primary defender, but what's the strategy right now? We know Luka is not that interested in playing D. We know Austin Reeves is not that interested in playing D. Okay, so I'm just confused. Like, in Mamu, I like Mamu. I always say this. I like Mamu, but he's a good offensive player. He's not a good defensive player. He's too short to guard bigs. He's too slow to guard forwards. All right, so not a good defensive player. We're running out of bodies here. Quentin Grimes is pretty good. I would say he's a plus defender, and that's about it. So the defensive strategy and the defensive game plan not looking good. They really, truly, honestly, really badly need a 3-and-D guy. And that, at this point, is absolutely not Klay Thompson. Not at all. But it could be Cameron Carr. So I know the fans would love it. I would just be worried that he blocks the development of a really exciting young player in Cam Carr. Okay, I'll tell you what. When we come back, I want to share a really weird story about Mario Lopez. That's coming up on the backside of the break. You're listening to The James Koh Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Is this Post Malone off of his newest country album?
The most famous song off of that newest country album. Yeah, it is. You kidding me? This is I Had Some Help.
Oh, with Morgan Wallen?
Yeah, because he had some help with this song with Morgan Wallen.
Okay, there you go. Part of my lore, part of my background is that one of my very first media jobs was to be a country music DJ. I was a morning country music DJ. Bro, Double P, I kid you not, I had to have been one of the only Korean country music DJs in history. Had to have been.
Where was that, by the way?
That was my first country music gig. I had two different ones. My first, and I was known as the Korean cowboy.
With a K. With a K.
No.
Cowboy with a K.
No.
Or Korean with a C, one of them.
No. You look, I thought about that, but here's the problem. What about if it was Ko, the Korean cowboy, and they were all K's, bro? We are working into some not good vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, if it was Ko, the Korean cowboy, with all K's,
I'm starting to catch on there.
Yeah, that would. Unfortunately, that would play well with some of the country people. Unfortunately.
Did you even like country music?
I told the guy, man, I was like, hey, listen, like, I can do the job. I don't listen to a lot of country music. Here's the thing, though. I don't care what your normal, bias is towards music. When you sit there and play hours upon hours upon hours of country music.
Yeah.
I believe this of every musical genre. Of every musical genre, 95% of it is crap. But 5% of it is really good, regardless of what genre you normally listen to. So I listen to a lot of hip hop, but I listen to a ton of country music, and I found that a good 5 to 10% of the stuff that I play, I'm like, yo, this is a really good song.
So you told that employer, you said, hey, I found a good 5%.
No,
I think I'm ready.
I didn't say that at all. I don't. Yeah. No, look, I had to do country music DJ so that I could call games on that station. Like they did high school sports, so I called a bunch of high school sports. I had like a weekend sports show that I hosted, so they let me do the sports, but I also had to do the country music DJing. I was the Korean cowboy.
That's a great story.
What a weird backstory, bro. What a weird backstory. But yeah, man. Hey, listen, dude, like I said, it's like I say, man, like you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. Okay. When you can go chase down that dream, you got to go do what you got to do. Okay. So the Dodgers lose.
Dodger baseball.
10-5, the loss today. Justin Robleski was brutal, gave up 4 home runs. It was 8 home runs that he has allowed over his last 2 starts. Sportsnet LA caught up with Justin Robleski, who was talking to the media post-game.
Justin, when you look at just this outing, how they were able to get to you, Dave Roberts felt like your execution was in a good spot. How do you kind of look at an outing when you do give up the long ball, but there are still some really positives? Do you look at this as that you felt the execution was there, maybe it was not location, or how do you kind of look at this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes teams are going to have, honestly, good swings off you, and today that happened, but I think there's no excuse. I think I need to be better than I have these past 2, and it's frustrating. And but I think you're definitely who you are when you're at your worst. So I think it's about kind of going to this weekend, grinding, keep on keeping on, same old stuff, and just work on stuff, hammer stuff out with Mark and Connor and everybody, and get back to it, get back to throwing the ball well.
Especially the home run pitches tonight, how much of those did you kind of execute close to what you wanted to versus just kind of like last week where maybe they're just kind of on what you were throwing there.
I think last week some of them were better pitches than this week. I think the one to Kelly's not a great pitch. The one to Say is, I'm not super upset with that. I think, maybe most ballparks probably hold that, or it's off the wall and not a home run there. But I think overall I just didn't throw the ball well enough today, obviously, and just have been pretty frustrated these past two. So just continuing to work on things, get better, and hopefully come back out and go on a run here and have a nice little scoreless streak.
Dave said to him it kind of just felt like they were on a lot of your stuff tonight. Is that a sign to you of whether it's just kind of game planning or there's like a tipping issue? Like, do you have a theory there?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It's something we're going to go look at. I changed the game plan pretty significantly today and felt like they were still on some stuff. So, again, it's baseball. These are, they get paid a lot of money to play this game too. So, they're good players, and sometimes you're gonna get got, and it's a hard league to pitch in. So, but yeah, I think at the end of the day, I just need to continue working and getting better, and like I said, the chips will fall where they're going to, and just keep going.
So there you go. Like I said, Justin Wrobleski has given up 8 home runs over his last 2 games. I find it fascinating that now whenever a Dodger pitcher just stinks up the joint, it must be tipping.
It's got to be tipping. Yeah,
it's got to be tipping.
You got to get a bigger glove.
Oh, man.
Yeah, for the reporter.
Is Robo coming out there with the big glove next week?
That would be crazy.
Dude, that'd be sick.
But for the reporter to, in all seriousness, after those they were both really rough performances. You can't give up 8 home runs in 2 starts. But yeah. Hey, are you tipping your pitches?
Well, I was supposed to answer that. Actually, I am tipping my pitches. Wait, what? I hear you, dude. I hear you. I maybe would have asked him like, hey man, what do you think about like bringing out the Roki glove next start?
True.
I don't think he would have appreciated that question either, but still, it's a funnier way to ask him than just be like, hey man, are you tipping them pitches, bro?
Props to him for answering seriously.
No. Props to. By the way, again, I like when you listen to the questions, this is why I absolutely hate going into locker rooms, because why do we have to treat these athletes like they're like 5 years old and are coming off of like an AYSO playoff loss or something? It's like, bro, these are adults. They make millions of dollars. Trust me. This is this is truly, honestly, what's funny about the whole situation. Going into the locker room after a loss. And you heard the questions, right? Like everyone's super duper soft spoken. It's crazy respectful, And first of all, it's LA. Like if this was New York, I promise you the reporters are like a little bit more, not a little bit, like a lot more catty. They're a lot more, vicious with some of their questions, LA. the reporters in LA are generally pretty nice. But that being said, it's just funny, like you have to talk in like hushed tones and everything, like after a loss. Like it's not that serious. And the other thing I would say too, which is really funny, is the moment the interview is over, the guy just goes back to his locker room and is like blasting music, like having a good old time. Like he doesn't care that much. It's August 3rd. You think like these guys don't care that much? They've played so many games. Like this is just another game for them. Like I'm sure Robo would have liked to have obviously like to have had a better couple of outings, but I promise you he ain't tripping right now. Like Robo's good, dude.
And so are the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers are fine.
I think everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Like second or third best record in all of baseball, they're fine. Okay, I'm just saying like we don't need to treat it like we don't need to treat it like a senator died or something, bro. Like I don't get that, man. I don't get it. I really don't understand that. I'm not the guy that's like, I'm always looking around, like whenever I'm in a losing locker room, I was like, oh my God, dude, why are we acting this way? This is stupid. Like, everyone else treats it like, oh my God, what an honor to be in the presence of these half mortal, half gods. And it's like, dude, what is going on, bro? Like, I promise you, the players don't care as much as the reporters. Like that's what's so crazy. And then if you dare to go in there with like a good attitude, oh my God, Oh my God. Like then all of a sudden the players and the media treat you like you're a pariah, bro. Like, oh my God, you're so disrespectful. How could you be laughing when we lost this game in August 3rd? Why? Because literally no one cares. The players don't care. What do you mean? Anyways, whatever. Doesn't matter. What a random rant that was. Okay. Dude, have you guys seen this weird Mario Lopez AI video, dude? It is absolutely bizarre. Look, I'm going to feed you the audio for it first, but the audio, I'm telling you, does not do the justice of how weird this Mario Lopez video is. Take a listen.
I can't take her anywhere. Oh my God, look at you!
I'm so good!
You're a mess, the mustard!
Okay.
Yo, what?
You heard the audio. Let me describe what is happening. Mario Lopez on Twitter asked Grok, I think he had Grok maybe, create this video where it's him and his niece. And his niece all of a sudden picks up these 2-foot-long hot dogs and tries to eat both of the hot dogs at once. She takes one bite, then for some reason, there is mustard relish hot dog juice bits flying out of her mouth. And then it cuts to her rubbing the mustard all over her face lovingly and glowingly.
Hey, yo, what the?
Exactly. Have that ready.
Yeah, have that ready.
Bro, first of all, it's his niece. This is Mario Lopez's niece that he is having Grok create this video of.
Hey, yo, what the?
It's his niece, y'all. Secondly, look, I hate to be that guy, bro, but listen, man, the double hot dogs and the whole deal, like, it's very phallic, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, it's uncomfortable, bro.
Brother,
It's so bizarre. And like she takes a bite out of these hot dogs and then it's just spewing out relish, onion, mustard, and hot dog bits.
Hey, yo, what the?
And then it cuts to her and she's rubbing the mustard on her face. Listen, guys, I'm just saying, man, like, it's very weird. I was incredibly uncomfortable, but there's no question, like, and again, it's his niece. Why are we doing this? Why is it so phallic? It's bizarre. Double P, I showed you this video and you were on the floor. Like, what is happening?
This is probably the weirdest video. It's probably up there for one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen. Like, ever. Of all time.
It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. Because this really is his niece.
Yes.
Because we saw the original video.
But that's why it was 10 times weirder, because I didn't know it was his niece at first. I thought he was just creating some AI girl thing.
Right.
But no, this was an AI creation of him trying to impersonate his niece.
His niece!
But then it's just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And then I went to go look for it, though. Nowhere to be found. So he did take it down.
Right. The original post got taken down, but the internet lives forever.
Oh, of course. Once it's up, it's up. Sorry, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And, like, by the way, because this was so weird, like, of course the internet is going to be like, dog, what, Mario? AC Slater, dog, what was this, bro? What did you post, bro? I'm just so confused, bro. Why? I have a million questions. Why, dude? Why'd you do this, dude? It's just, wait, what the hell, bro? Like, why are you rubbing the mustard on your face, dude? Like, what? Like, also, Double P, what would the AI prompts even be for this?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Is What did he type in?
What did he type in, dude?
Please make it so that my niece is eating 2 hot dogs, and then do it so that once she eats them, smear the mustard all over her face. Please. And do it now.
And have her just absolutely be gushing relish and mustard out of her mouth.
You're a mess, the mustard!
What? Oh yeah, and by the way, Grok, have me say you're a mess, the mustard. Dude, what in the world was the prompt, dude? What was the prompt? The video makes no sense. Like I said, it's very phallic. It's very uncomfortable. The whole thing, man. The whole thing, bro. Like, I am half expecting Chris Hansen to come around that door, dude. And be like, Mario, we need you to sit down, pal.
It's been a good run.
It's been a good run. Thank you. It's so weird, dude. Wow. People are so bizarre. What in the world was the prompt? Incredible. Absolutely incredible. What a weird scenario, bro. Unbelievable. Okay, let's take an early break. When we come back, we got a couple of segments here to get through. Who the F? I'm going to go all the way back to the year 2000. The year 2000. We will go all the way back to the year 2000 for Who the F. It's one of my favorite players. And we're going to UCLA. So, again, Who the F is on the backside of this break. You're listening to the James Coe Show on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Welcome back, everybody. James Coe here with you as we fast approach the 10 o'clock hour. If you would like to call in, 877-855. I've only said it 1,700 times, but apparently I still forget. 855-97 LA fan. 855-97 LA fan. By the way, we did get a winner on the contest, did we not? Double P. Again, this was for a 4-pack of tickets to Wild Rivers. I think we did. We got a winner there.
He couldn't believe it, too. He's like, really? I won?
Nice.
I was like, I promise. Yeah, I'm not lying to you. It was Kingston. Congratulations, Kingston.
Congratulations, Kingston.
Really. He was like, I got 4? I was like,
dude, 4-pack is pretty sick, dude. I'm not going to lie to you, man. That's pretty good. Okay, so again, the Dodgers lose 10-5, and as a result, they have now tied their longest losing streak of the season at 4, and ever since July 1st, this is a team that is now 13-14 overall, one game under 500 since July 1st, which is kind of sort of remarkable and almost unbelievable given the talent level of this team. One player who has not played well throughout the season but did have a good game today was Kyle Tucker, who went 2 for 3 with a walk and a run scored in today's ball game. Again, Sportsnet LA caught up with Kyle Tucker, who talked to the media.
Things haven't been going as a team your guys' way as of late, especially on the base path.
That play, it bounced right back to him in the chest, and he made a really good throw right there, and Dansby made a good tag, so it happens sometimes. They made a good play, so just trying to take your chances, especially in situations where you might need to try and get some runs, especially with one out at the time, trying to get the second next, and you're in scoring position at that point if you're there. So I just made a good play on that one.
For you offensively, just the 2 hits tonight. One, there's something about being back here, a place where you used to play, but just kind of how have you found just getting that consistency back to your swing with how you're feeling?
I don't know, just working every single day, just trying to be consistent with my work and what I do in the cage and everything, and trying to translate it out onto the field. So felt pretty good today, had good at-bats past couple days and stuff, so I'm just trying to continue that moving forward into tomorrow's game and so forth.
Was it like just kind of walking back in here today and then kind of hearing just the receptions you got when you went up to the plate tonight?
I liked playing here last year. There's some really great guys over there, and they have a good team, so it's nice being back and playing here. Yeah, I liked it.
When they boo you, does it make sense to you?
I don't know. I tried my hardest last year. Tried playing through a hand fracture and calf thing, and just trying to get back to the playoffs for them, and trying to do what I could to help out the team last year with them. So, hit really well in the first half, and second half didn't go as great, and kind of didn't end up great at the end of the year. But had a good run, and they got a lot of similar guys over there, and a few new faces, especially after today. So, they're a good team, and should be good for them for the rest of the year.
How well that East Coast trip went for you? Like, how frustrating was this last homestand? Just the last couple of weeks of kind of still trying to look for that more extended consistency offensively.
I don't know. I just try and move on to the next day. If I have a bad game, if I have a good game, I try and just keep it going. Feel like I had good at bats tonight, and I'll just try and continue that to tomorrow's game.
That was Kyle Tucker speaking with the media via Sportsnet LA. All right, so there you go. Like I said, the Dodgers now fall 10-5 in today's ball game against the Chicago Cubs. They got 2 more games there in Wrigley over the next couple of days here. And again, it ties their season-long losing streak of 4. They're 13-14 over their last 27 games since July 21st. Okay, in regards to the takes that we have had in regards to the Dodgers, we've had a lot of great takes, especially here on The Fan. And this, of course, leads me to one of my favorite segments called takes of the day.
It's time for Takes of the Day.
What do you think about Le GM? I don't see it that way. But I will say, that's how a lot of fans
The Dodgers need to shut him down from pitching for a month.
This is reckless behavior.
Lakers should move on.
So again, we just kind of peruse, or I should say not we, but he, as in double P, peruses the shows and comes up with takes of the day. What are the hottest takes, or what are the best takes from the shows prior to mine? What do we got tonight?
Well, tonight we start off with, well, I guess we start and finish. We got one with D-Mac and Reiter today.
Yeah.
It's Bill Reiter today on the mic.
Okay.
It was his take comparing, after this Skubal trade, Andrew Friedman, possibly, is he Shohei Ohtani? Is he the Shohei of all of GMs?
Over the course of the weekend, Andrew Friedman is the Shohei Ohtani of American sports executives. He is armed with the money. That is absolutely true. But this trade just signifies that he's also capable of being or operating as the equivalent of the best small market, have to find deals and diamonds in the rough front office people in baseball.
I feel like when you invoke the name Shohei, you got to do two different things really well. So what was Bill's kind of like takeaway there? That he is a great big market GM and a great small market GM? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. Man. I for some reason when he was saying that, I was thinking like, is he going to go two sports here? Like he'd be great for the Lakers to be their GM too or something. You know what I mean? Like,
although earlier in the show, he did compare them to Sam Presti.
Oh, okay.
He did compare Andrew Friedman to Sam Presti, the Thunder.
All right, there you go. No, Sam Presti's been doing a great job for the Thunder, obviously, over the last 5 to 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, listen, Friedman obviously is running circles around the league right now. That much is clear. And there's just no question that he's dominating these guys, man. Like, he's paying big money to bring in big contracts. And I would say this, I'm not totally on board with the Friedman Shohei comps, only because he's a great big market GM, but I don't know, is he though? Because, I mean, Kyle Tucker, that contract's looking really bad. Edwin Diaz, that contract is not paying out. I mean, some of the bigger contracts that he's doled out have really not looked that good, though, you know?
True. He did go on to mention, though, about mostly just the farm system and what
that's
he's
small
built.
market stuff.
Of course, that's small market stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, then him also going on and mentioning about, giving these guys the money and having the money to spend. That was something pretty interesting as well.
Yeah, no, listen, Bill's obviously, great at this, and I agree with a lot of the things that he says. I think he does go too hard on LeBron for some reason, but he's got like a personal history with him, so I think you kind of I give him that pass too, It's just like, he just knows LeBron at a much more personal level than I would say anyone here, on air in LA. So again, I'll defer to him there. I don't agree with him, but I'll let him say his piece. Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Let me also say this. Like, hey, big market, small market. Man, the Mookie Betts contract is not looking great right now, dude. He's got a lot of years left. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 years left, man. He's got 6 years left at about 28 million per. 6 years left at 28 million per, bro. I love Mookie Betts too, but golly, that's going to be an albatross of a contract in like 2 years, man. That's going to be tough.
I'm sure they did not see Mookie hitting 5th in the lineup early into the contract. No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's tough. So, yeah, I agree. So, again, I like the road that Bill is going down. I don't totally agree just because I actually would say that as a big market GM, I don't know. Some of these contracts don't look that good, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. We'll see. And by the way, this whole idea that Skubal is going to re-sign with LA, obviously, I would be shocked if that doesn't happen. But don't tell me there's not a little bit of worry given Skubal's age and injury history that a long-term big money deal will also age really, really badly for Tariq Skubal as well, which is, I think that's absolutely a possibility.
Not even close. Yeah, 100%. And it's almost like Skubal, of course, there's a possibility of that, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but yeah, he's going to resign. He's going to resign.
Yeah, no,
and the
he's
Dodgers
coming
are gonna,
back. Yeah,
the Dodgers are going to overpay for it. And
sure.
It might turn out to be an ugly thing in 5 years from now or something, but you might get 3 really good years.
See, so that's okay. So they're going to sign him to a 5-year deal. That's just the going rate, right? A 5-year deal is definitely happening. He's 29 years old. In 5 years, he'll be 34. There's just no chance in hell he's going to be worth whatever the contract is worth in 5 years. But it doesn't matter because you overpay on the back end to, I think, essentially underpay on the front. That's kind of the thought, right? So again, I would say for Skubal that, yeah, it's going to be a 5-year deal. It's not going to be worth it on the back end. Dude, here's the thing, Double P. They're hoping that he gets to his age 32 season in good shape. Yeah. They're hoping for 3 good years. And I don't, like I said, I'm not that confident that even in 3 years, are you going to get 3 good years of Skubal? I'm not even confident of that. How about if it ends up just being 1 year?
Yep.
And then injuries and age end up taking over? That's a problem.
And that's where the overpayment comes in, though. It's just the number of years. And that's all contracts. Now, where can the player stay the longest? Where can he call home, move his family, move his kids, all that stuff. And all that comes into play when it comes into long-term contracts. And yes, it always leads into overpaying for the said player. And yes, what you're mainly paying for is those first 3 years that you're really going to get for the guy.
For a pitcher.
Yes, without question, for a pitcher, too.
I mean, for a position player, you're wanting 5 years, 5 good years, and then maybe the next 3 to 5 years on the back end is not looking great.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, like I said, Mookie's contract right now, where he's getting paid, $28 million for the next 6 years. That's not aging well. That's not aging well at all. So I get it.
With how much money the Dodgers have, though, it's like Bill Reiter went on to go mention all this stuff about how much money the Dodgers have, and Andrew Freeman gets called into the Dodgers to be the general manager, and then he has all this money to go ahead and spend. Yeah. I mean, how awesome is that if you're a GM and you come in and you're like, okay, hey, we got all this money for you. Go ahead and do whatever you want with it. Just don't do anything too awful.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been anything god-awful. It's just been kind of rebuilds and then a little bit of what's going on now.
The Kyle Tucker thing.
It's bad.
That one looks about as bad as it gets.
The only reason I haven't been all in on how awful Kyle Tucker has been yet is just because it hasn't hit October yet.
That's true. So, we don't know yet.
Yes. After October, then I'll get into that.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker could go out there and hit 220, but as long as he's clutching the postseason, totally worth it.
Everyone forgets about it.
It doesn't matter.
Completely wiped away if he has 300
you're right. No, you're right. Okay, I tell you what. So there you go. That was your takes of the day. That was a lot of fun. And I tell you what, we always have a lot of fun whenever we play my favorite game called Who the F. Time now to play Who the F. Yeah, boy! We're going all the way back to the year 2000. And we go to UCLA football. Freddie Mitchell from the 2000 UCLA football team. This guy had a great season, man. Guys, he played 12 games and had 1,300 yards. 1,300 yards his junior season at Westwood. This is one of the more disappointing UCLA football squads that you will find, though. Because I did love Freddie Mitchell. I did. I liked him a lot. Okay? And the season for UCLA that year started off amazing. They had a huge upset win over number 3 ranked Alabama, right? It's where Freddie Mitchell threw a 31-yard trick play touchdown, and he caught a 46-yard touchdown as well. He finished with 4 catches for 91 yards and 2 total touchdowns. Meanwhile, y'all remember Deshaun Foster, former UCLA great? Well, he was great in this game too. Deshaun Foster went bonkers, man. 42 carries for Deshaun Foster for 187 yards for head coach Bob Toledo against the vaunted Alabama squad. So they go and beat number 3 Alabama. Guess what? 2 weeks later, they go and beat third-ranked Michigan as well. 2 of their first 3 games, it's against number 3 Alabama and then number 3 Michigan. Bro, undefeated 3-0, beating Michigan. And man, it was sky is the limit. I mean, UCLA was on cloud 9. This was only a couple years back from them going 10-2 with Cade McNown and the boys. And so now everyone's thinking Bob Toledo is this genius head coach. He just beat 2 number 3 ranked teams. They're 3-0. Oh my goodness gracious. UCLA could go win a title, man. UCLA could go and win a title. Yeah, not so much. They somehow, after starting 3-0, go 3-6 to close out the year, one of the most disappointing seasons in UCLA football history. They ended up losing to Wisconsin in the Sun Bowl, man. Not good. Not good at all. Meanwhile, the focus is on Freddie Mitchell, just FYI. Freddie Mitchell leaves UCLA after his junior season, gets drafted in the first round by Philadelphia. Then 5 seasons later, in the 2005 divisional round, Freddie Mitchell, a.k.a. FredX, puts down one of the all-time great post-game quotes. I think we got it. We got this one? Okay. Freddie Mitchell, again, in that 2005 divisional round, man, he goes out there and has this absolute banger of a quote.
I'm a special player, and players like myself, take advantage of every opportunity because he doesn't get much, I just want to thank my hands for being so great, and
I just want to thank my hands for being so great, bro. Dude, that's an all-timer, man. That is an absolute all-timer. I love Freddie Mitchell. I know he got a lot of flack for that. He was like an undersized, ex-receiver or whatever it was. It didn't really work out for Freddie. Poor Freddie. Freddie was a good player. He wasn't a great player in the NFL, but he was a legitimately great collegiate player. And it was a lot of fun to see him at UCLA. But man, that quote right there, I just want to thank my hands for being so great. That is awesome, bro. I need to start saying stuff like that. I just want to thank my voice for being so great.
Should.
I really do. I just want to thank my... I just want to thank my fingers for typing so well. I just want to thank my hair for growing in so good. Bro, crazy stuff. So there you go. That's your Who the F player for tonight. All the way back in the year 2000.
just want to thank my hands for being so great. And
yeah! I love it. All right, so there you go. That's your Who the F. We step away. When we come back, we close out the show. Having so much fun, but we got to go soon, man. You're listening to the James Coe Show right here on the brand new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back, as we always do, with the little postie. James Coe here with you. The Dodgers lose 10-5, and Dave Roberts was speaking with the media. Just listen to some of these answers. I find that to be really interesting, and I'll explain. But here you go. Here's Dave Roberts speaking with the media via Sportsnet LA.
You know, it's interesting. I think the stuff is really good. As good as it's been all year. I think, his last start, I felt the ball was just up. Tonight, it just seemed like they were on everything. Some balls that were executed decently, they still took good swings. And when he made good pitches, they didn't off-route or spoiled. And when he did make mistakes, it just seemed like they went out of the ballpark. So, yeah, we got to dig into it. I know he's prepared and doing what he can. But, yeah, I mean, it's just hard to defend the homer.
When you look,
that was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Where he was saying in his last start, he had the ball up. Today, he was saying something without saying something, right? And I can't tell whether it was Dave Roberts saying he's tipping his pitches or something more nefarious than that, right? But the way that he was saying they were just on his pitches, and Dave Roberts really saying like, hey, he was throwing good stuff. And that in conjunction with what we heard from Robo himself saying that he thought he was throwing good pitches. That's interesting, man. It's an interesting answer.
He wasn't leaking things over the plate really tonight. So it was kind of an interesting start for him. He definitely was working both sides of the plate. So seeing the Cubs being able to go ahead and like stay back on some of his off speed and still hit it over the fence. I mean, to cover both sides of the plate and to also be ready as far as just a velocity standpoint, it seemed like they were on top of everything, and it seemed like they were too on top of everything, if that makes sense. Go ahead.
Isn't that what Robo and Dave Roberts is essentially saying? They're saying it without saying it. You know?
It's weird.
So again, that's the part where they're trying to say it was weird and suspicious without saying it was weird and suspicious. That's at least what I got from the Dave Roberts sound right there, especially when you combine that with what Robo said. I thought, that is really interesting. And you know what? You know what else, man? Like, it works so good for Roki, dude. Like, is Robo going to come out there with a crazy, just huge, oversized glove like Roki?
Maybe.
Roki and Robo with the oversized?
Wow, that'd be great. That'd be great. They'd have to just start doing some commercials for the oversized glove, or whatever brand that is.
Dude, yeah. Hey, listen, they already went through this with Roki. They really felt like, a lot of folks felt like Roki was tipping the pitches. Dude, I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough about baseball to tell you how the hell these hitters are telling you what the hell the grip is inside the glove. Like, I don't know how they're doing that. But I guess that's what's happening. And I guess having some crazy, oversized, humongo glove, I guess, protects you against,
I mean, a lot of
seeing the grips, I guess.
A lot of it is just like the longer you take in your glove, if you're fumbling and around in there, you're looking for maybe like a curveball grip or a slider. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking. And then if you're just ready to throw and you haven't seen much glove movement, you're just going four-seam fastball.
Yeah, you're throwing the four-seamer, right? Like, yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just like I said, I thought that sound was really, really interesting, man. Really, really good stuff. Okay, let's close out the show by doing a little cover 3.
Let's get the gleam, all right? Let's go.
We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party. It's time for the cover 3.
All right, cover 3. It's your top 3 stories in the NFL. Producer P, Double P, is in the building. What do we got?
All right, we start in L.A. with the Rams head coach Sean McVay on Aaron Donald's return, saying basically if he's going to come back, he's going to go about it the right way.
To see Aaron Donald, when he returns, get back to that dominant Aaron Donald that you last saw.
this one deserves an answer. He will only do the one thing I'll say, and you know this, he's only going to do it unless he feels like he can do it the way that he's accustomed to, and he's earned the right. He's taking great care of himself, and so
there you have it.
That was via CBS Sports, and what he's saying when he said this one deserves an answer, the reporter from CBS Sports just told him to make a face in regards to when Aaron Donald was going to return, and Sean McVay looked like it's all but done.
So that was there you have it at the end?
Yeah. It's all but done. Myles Garrett is coming back to the Rams. He's just waiting for training camp to be done because solid veteran move here. Big brain move right here, 4D chess, okay? Hey, look, Aaron Donald's like, I don't want to go to training camp, bro, okay? I don't want to go to training camp, so I will sign after training camp, which is a very, very smart move. Okay, so there you go. What else we got?
All right, well, we got Aaron Rodgers, a.k.a. the gift that just keeps on giving.
Oh, my God.
He was on Pat McAfee's show throwing some shade at Dr. Fauci. Here he was.
Is everything better? Is everything funner? Is everything more awesome? Like, how do you kind of view this year versus maybe the years of the past?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay. Okay.
Gotta
love that guy.
Okay.
Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Yeah.
Eric's back,
Are
baby.
you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You
times.
got a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House. What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
baby.
And how much time did the network spend at that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding?
Yeah!
Did they do even a minute? Did they do even a minute on Tony Fauci?
No, I don't think I've heard anything.
I bet they didn't.
Dog. Oh, my God. I want to love Aaron Rodgers. I do. He is truly, from a skills perspective, in my opinion, one of the two best quarterbacks to ever play the game. I love Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers on the field is incredible. Like, I love watching him play football. There's just so much to break down there. One, like, what are we celebrating here? I mean, again, did 1.1 million Americans not die from the COVID? Like, I'm so confused,
Yep.
And so now he's pleading the fifth and he has a pardon. Yeah, okay, that's great. I don't want to get into a whole political thing, but it's like, look, obviously the senators that are calling him up there are looking for a little political payback. Okay, like, all right, cool. So he pleads the fifth. Like, I don't know, man. Like, people taking this to mean that, like, COVID was fake or, like, the masking was fake or, like, it's just, guys, look at the results. 1.1 million Americans passed away, bro. Like, what are we doing out here? It's crazy. And then for him to equate that, a literal worldwide pandemic, to him lying about his vaccination status and Taylor Swift's wedding. Look, those two stories involve people in sports. You, Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and Travis Kelce, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, marrying one of the greatest pop stars of all time. You're wondering why that is on ESPN and this is not. Dog, are you serious? They're not even comparable. Two of those stories that you just mentioned involve sports figures. Anthony Fauci's not a sports figure. It's not going to be on ESPN, homie. What you mean?
All right, well, here's two sports figures, because he also had a comment on Rossini and Vrabel and that whole thing that went on there.
This is legit, actually.
So here's what he had to say as far as it getting pushed under the rug a little bit.
What is the network doing? Like, you have literally an individual that maybe used to work at ESPN that covers our league at the highest level, and there's a major scandal, and it's just like nobody can talk about it? What are we even doing
personal
here?
lives are personal lives. I feel like you of all people should know that. But.
I understand, but if it's affecting certain things, if there's leaks going on, if there's tampering going on, if that person is also an MVP voter and a Coach of the Year voter. Remember when I won MVP in 2021?
Yeah,
and that bum in Chicago? Yeah. That's real life. Like, how are we allowing these people to have an impact?
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, I think at this point he actually does have a point. Look, the bottom line is no one at ESPN wanted to touch it, right? Why? I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe because they had a personal relationship with Dianna Rossini. I know a lot of those NFL, media big profile media people did have a relationship with Diana Rossini. And when you have a relationship with somebody, you're much less likely to talk about them, right? So, but was there like a disconnect between the size of the story and the coverage that it got on ESPN? 100%. I think Aaron Rodgers absolutely has a point to be made there. I think that one, to me, is... I understand why it didn't get covered, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, they probably should have covered that a lot more. It involved two sports figures. It was the biggest sport. It was the biggest story in sports at the time, and it got no play, no press at all at the 4-letter, which like I said, I understand why, but I bet you if you ask them journalistically, would they have done it? I think they would have done it. I think there is something to that. The only thing I would say is this. It is involving people's families, and that part of it gets really sticky and messy. So, I don't know, man. I could see it going both ways, to be honest with you. Anyways, there you go. That's the show. Appreciate Double P behind the glass.
Yes, sir.
I'm James Coe. I end the show, as I always do, the same way. Remember, it's never too late to chase your dreams.
You've been listening to The James Coe Show.
For fantasy purposes,
on the new 97.1 The Fan.
His effectiveness in the intermediate area of the field, it's not close.
The voice of LA Sports. If you miss any of the show, listen back on the iHeart and Always Free Odyssey app.